We are live. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. It is week 7. This is the Start Sit Lineup Advice Show. I am your Shepard. I will guide all the goats this evening to setting up your dominant lineups. It's a big week. It's week 7.
Sure.
These things, man. Whew, it sneaks up on you. Right before you know it, it'll be week 12, and then it's like really. That's like when it all hits. I am joined by some of the best in the business, some of my closest peoples, other shepherds of yours. But I like to refer to them as goats and rhinos because, like, we are all spirit animals at heart. I do have the one and only Jonesy Goat, Best Bull Jonesy. I'm also joined by the commissioner himself, the only commissioner that removes former NFL players out of their leagues. That's why you do not want to mess with the commissioner.
True.
And then,
True.
ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, it is the fantasy dad. It is the guy, the man, another spirit animal of mine. Because I mean, like, look, I for those of you who do not know me, man, I have residence in other areas besides the one that I'm in. North Carolina happens to be kind of sort of one of those. Well, at least I was down there for a good portion of my my adult life. And this man, the fantasy dad, happens to be right in the heart of the triad, of the furniture capital of the world.
That's it. What an introduction. We need to remember that one.
This man, this man brings a whole new level to the word world famous Lexington. How is everybody this evening?
Good.
Doing good, brother.
I hope I will. And of course, we are joined by the one and only. This is, we put the show on for him. We really do. I mean, behind the scenes just now, we were talking about, how we get a ton of questions from people all week. Whether they're on the actual main timeline or whether they're, in direct messages, one-to-one communications. Whether they're on X, whether they're through emails, whether they're on other platforms. I don't know, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case may be. This is why we do it, man. We do it because, like, we love helping. We want to pass on whatever type of, if you want to call this knowledge, sure. Information that we gather, any types of tidbits that are stored somewhere in the noggins that you didn't destroy doing things when you were younger. We want to pass that on. And we got one of the goats right there. It would bring me nothing but joy to see this man just be elated with the ship. And it's going to happen. And even if it doesn't happen, you gotta love the passion.
Yeah.
How do you not love the enthusiasm, the passion, the love of the game? This is why, I heard that there's a book out there, The History of Fantasy Football, something like that. Yeah, forgive me, I definitely botched that title, like, in all seriousness. So there is an official hardcover or paperback book from an author that's been in this industry for a very long time, The History of Fantasy Football, right? Okay. Like, geniuses came up with the idea to take what we see in real life, the actual professionals on TV, and kind of transform that into a game that we can all interact with and play. It was absolute genius, and it connected you to and put you, made you a part of the game that we love. So that's it for my monologue. How's everybody else doing?
That's good.
Very good.
Appreciate that. I'll see you guys later. Have a great show.
Go watch your Yankees.
The Yankees are on. If you see me looking up like this, it's because like, look, we are one game away. Joe, look, guys, come on. I know I'm spoiled. We're spoiled. It's been since like what? It's been 15 years. It's been 15 years since we're about to get back into the World Series. That's kind of like remarkable, but I was thinking about it.
I don't want to hear it.
Dad,
I want to hear it.
Dad, Rhino, you ready for this? I think you'll appreciate this.
No, I won't.
You will. What's even more remarkable than it's been 15 years since they last got into the World Series, Brian Cashman has had his job all this time. That's even more remarkable to me.
This is a fans football show, right?
He's the Mike McCarthy.
Let's
carry on with fans football.
I'll give you the short, quick answer, and then let's get right to it. Let's get right to the lineups. I'll give you the short, quick answer. It's George's other son. It was George's other son. That's the quick, easy answer to that. All right, let's go.
Tyler.
Let's go.
He's back.
Yes. How you
Start
doing,
Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, drop Bigsby or Tracy.
Oof.
Those aren't easy drops.
No.
If it was me, I'd drop Bigsby and keep Tracy, and I'd play Love over Jalen.
Even though I should say Jordan Love doesn't really give you much in the rushing for the quarterback.
Yep. Because he makes up for it in air.
He does, for sure.
I'm probably the opposite of the commissioner on this one, probably.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, on both sides. But I don't love to drop either.
No, exactly.
Or Tracy. But I mean, as far as that start though, I'd be looking to start Jalen, and then if I had to drop one of those, I would drop Sieg's boy Tyrone.
So. I guess like the knee-jerk reaction there would be, yeah, fine, drop Tyrone over Tank Bigsby because, ETN is kind of dealing with an injury. Tank Bigsby has looked better, has looked good. He's getting his playing time. My question is, why are we dropping one or the other? Is it because we need to make another ad? Are we making an ad? Is somebody coming off of IR here?
What's the reason? That's a good question.
So do we all agree that we're starting Jordan Love over Jalen Hurts?
I mean, to me, they're so close.
They are close.
I agree.
Hurts,
I'm staring at the ranking right now. They're close.
Yeah,
they're 2 spots apart.
The only thing that would make me skew Love is because I think that game's going to be more competitive. So there's going to be, we don't know how quickly the Eagles are going to run up the score. That's what everyone's assuming they're going to do, and how they're going to do it. To where if I'm looking at that Packers game, I mean, that could go down right to the wire. So, but I don't know. I mean, that's the case. I would probably be looking at my opponent to see if there's any correlation there. Do they have A.J. Brown? Do they have Devonta Smith?
Oh, true.
Do they have Jaden Reed? Something like that, to where if they're scoring the points, you're scoring the points also. That would kind of be my tiebreaker for it. But if there's no correlation or anything, then
that's expert advice, by the way.
Yeah, I don't really think you can go wrong either way.
You're not going to find that on many shows, Tyler. You're really not. You want to try to offset some points. Of course, I'm sure that Tyler's looked at his opponent's roster, seen what's going on. There may not be a correlation. The Eagles are going to be playing at MetLife, I believe.
Yeah,
they're
in at MetLife.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that kind of concerns me is we see the Giants either rise up or the teams kind of fall down to more their level. So, I mean, every time I think I got a smash play against the Giants this year, kind of backfires. So kind of tempted to lean Love.
All you need is love.
Yep.
That's fatherly advice.
I mean, they're wearing their
It's-
whiteouts tomorrow,
totally.
which is crazy. Wearing those at home, it's going to be a different atmosphere. It's going to be a good matchup. So,
All right.
I'm going to go with Jordan Love. He's playing better. I'm going to go with the fact that the Giants, if they can resemble anything in terms of defense of what we saw the other night versus the Bengals, this should not be difficult of a task to stop the Eagles' passing attack. Now, to the ground game. This is where Saquon and Jalen Hurts could very much hurt the Giants. But I'm still going to go with Jordan Love. And as far as that Tyke Bigsby, Tyrone Tracy, look, Tyrone Tracy and Tyke Bigsby are on the ascension. I don't know why we're dropping one or the other. If it's for an ad, then I would want to know what that ad is.
respond at all to that?
So let's get to Charlie, though. Tyler, please stick around. Let us know who you're adding, or unless we have that.
Yeah,
But listen,
we'll get
if
to
you
it.
trade, what would you be looking for in return? A player that you believe is going to project to do well in the upcoming weeks, a player that is kind of been down, a player that if you were to look back in your draft this preseason and you see that player is been below where he's been drafted, but you still think that player is going to do well come second half of this fantasy season, that's the player that I want to look for.
God, almost halfway through. That's just crazy. He said Henry. If you were to trade, what would you be looking for in return for Henry?
Henry.
So trading. So
I mean, it's got to be a top. I mean, it depends what you need. I mean,
He's going to need a running back.
And you guys know my answer to trades always. It's always
he's going to need a running back.
the right trade partner first, and then decide what you can go after. Find the running back needy team, because if the player you want is on a team with a guy that has 3 stud running backs, he's not going to want Henry. And then you got to figure it out all over again. So find the team first, or find a couple teams first, see what your options are, and then that's my process.
Yeah, I like that. I agree.
But if you're going to trade him, I mean, he's number 2 probably overall in points right now.
Yeah.
So you're not going to trade him away for nothing. I mean, he's scoring 22.6 a game right now, PPR.
Yeah.
And the only wide receivers that are hitting that are Neighbors and AJ Brown per game.
Yeah. And it's like with those two, a lot of times people are, especially in redraft leagues, people are into these trades where it's like, I'm going to give up a stud like Henry and you give me 2 players in return. Yeah. I hate those. I don't like that. It's like you have the stud. Like you
see, I'm the guy that always tries to get the stud with the 2 players.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, same here. I'm like, I'm going to hold on to my stud, or I'm going to go 1 for 1, but like you're going to give me, like a top tight end or top wide receiver.
But you got to look at it. You got to look at it this way too. Unless you are like, well, if you're running back heavy and you can afford to get rid of Henry, and you need a wide receiver, that's one thing. But if you're just kind of like good at running back, good at wide receiver, you don't have an excess at one position, you're better off not doing anything, because there's no point of going sideways of trading points from running back to wide receiver unless you need it and have excess at that other position that you can give up.
Agreed.
Something.
Yeah.
A-Chain might play Walker. Yeah, Walker has his own.
A-Chain is cleared protocol. He's going to play.
He's clear. If you have A-Chain, you play A-Chain.
He's going to play. Kenny Walker just popped up on the injury report with a quote-unquote illness. We generally see those illnesses get cured Sunday morning. Kenny Walker's play. Kenny Walker's start.
Sit or start Nick Chubb, Worthy, Juju.
Well, we were going to lead in with this. We were going to lead in with Nick Chubb. What do we expect?
I think we'll get plenty of Nick Chubb tonight.
Yeah.
Is Nick Chubb that type of outlier where, this man who shredded not one but two ligaments in his knee early last season, but only a few weeks off of this time last year. What kind of workload should we expect? And okay, let's say he gets shot out of a cannon like we saw with again. I'm going to just use the Breece Hall example because Breece Hall's first game back, shot out of a canyon for 70 yards and a touchdown. But there was just that one play, and that was the end of it, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're going to get that out of Nick Chubb, that's fantastic, and it made the day for you. But what if you don't get that? Again, we're not. This is probably one of the most difficult issues that any one of us would have to address. You, myself, any other content creator, fantasy analyst. What to do with Nick Chubb? You're going to hear 50. It's going to be 50-50 across the board.
Yeah.
You have on one hand, they're playing Nick Chubb. On the other hand, you want to see the snap count. You want to see how he's used, how he's worked into the game. It's a tough call. It really is. I'm not going to tell you to go with your gut. Okay. What we are going to try to do is just get a consensus right here on the show. If I've got somewhat of like a 500 record, or if I really need a win right now, I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna go with the fact that he's an outlier. And let's see what we get out of Nick Chubb. If I'm winning, if I'm 4-2, if I'm 5-1, if I'm 6-0, the hell do I need to play him for? I can afford the loss. If you were to in fact lose, because again, if you're 5-0, if you're 5-1, if you're 4-2, you've been doing fine without him. That's the way I'm going to roll, or at least attack this issue. You
start Chubb over Worthy or Juju?
Would I start him over Worthy or Juju in the flex? I don't think I would start him over Juju. Over Worthy, probably. Again, Xavier Worthy is but we're talking now two different positions. Xavier Worthy is a real just boom or bust wide receiver. We're expecting Juju Smith-Schuster to morph into this Rashee Rice role, or actually morph back into the Juju Smith-Schuster role.
Yeah.
But in any event, look, if this is your flex position and you want to roll out another running back, Nick Chubb not really going to get you much in the passing game. This is PPR, flex, winning record, going Juju. If you need this win bad and you want to just swing for the fences here, let's see what Nick Chubb can do. But again, I'm going to caution. I want everybody to temper their expectations. It'd be, regardless of what kind of outlier this dude is, I think it would be foolish of us to expect 25 carries, 20 carries. That's my take.
Personally, you go ahead, Trent. Good.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm with you with Nick Chubb. And I know some people are going to have to start him. I know some people have running back injuries and guys on bye, whatever. But yeah, unless I have to, though, I'm not starting him. And if I have to sit there and look at him scoring a bunch of fantasy points on my bench, I'm going to live with that and get excited for the future weeks. But I'm not gonna be throwing him out there. And we have to remember too that this Browns team is kakamimi, and they continue to throw Deshaun. Yeah, they're throwing Deshaun Watson out there. They're without their top wide receiver anymore, and so who even knows what that's going to look like. And so really, there's a lot of this. And I know, Rhino, you've been avoiding Browns all year, right? But I just think they're as ugly as we've seen out of the Browns so far. I think maybe we haven't even seen rock bottom yet, maybe with some of what's been going on this week. So
I didn't think it could get worse, but
all right.
Yeah, I think all that is sound. I do.
Yeah. I'm not starting Nick Chubb this week unless I have to. Like I'm starting Juju. I'm starting Juju over Worthy every week, and I'm starting Juju over Chubb. I mean, he's the de facto number one wide receiver on the Kansas City Chiefs. You have to start him.
Yeah, with me, I'm not. They're gonna be packing the box for Chubb. It's an 8-man box. They're gonna be packing the box for Chubb. Juju, I keep eye on it. He was questionable with injury earlier in the week. So if he's healthy, I'm going Juju. If not, I'm going Worthy. But definitely not starting Chubb, especially the first week off of being out.
Unless you have to, I'm expecting
unless you're in dire straits,
25 to 50% workload.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
I'm not. And if they get behind, if the Bengals go up quick on them, that's going to hurt them even more.
Yeah.
I mean, so they might just pull the plug completely if they get down by too much, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. For the GOAT, he's got Evan Ingram playing in London, or he's got Pat Muth playing with Russell Wilson. Sunday Night Football against the Jets. Jacksonville, I mean, they're not flip a coin here. I'm
going to Ingram every week.
I literally flip a coin
every week.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, if Russell, I don't know if the Steelers came out, and I know there was lots of rumors floating around today, but I mean, if Russell starts, I think that upgrades the passing game, but I'm still starting Evan Ingram over.
So let me ask you guys a quick question too, because I'll segue into something here. Kirk or Downs? Who would you guys play?
Christian Kirk?
Christian Kirk or Downs?
Christian Kirk.
The question was asked to me on X.
Christian Kirk or Josh Downs? Pretty close too. Let's see. I think I've got Josh.
I don't trust
Downs.
Anthony Richardson passing the ball.
Yeah, it's close. Josh Downs is coming in at number 35, wide receiver 35. So that's just about at the tail end of your wide receiver threes. Christian Kirk is coming in at wide receiver 37. That's basically like a sit, almost.
So my question to you guys is, who would Christian Gonzalez be covering? Would he be covering Brian Thomas Jr., or do you think he might be on Ingram? Because Ingram,
I doubt he'd be on Ingram.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be on Ingram.
All right.
Yeah, probably Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, yeah, I would.
Yeah, the one thing you got to remember too, like for that morning game, was it in England or London?
Yeah,
that
somewhere.
Jacksonville's been there for a week.
Yeah,
this is their second week, so they're on London time. They're rested.
You know,
they're not dealing with a long flight, across the ocean and then going to play a football game. So not that I expect a lot from them, but if we're going to get something, I can see it happening maybe because of that.
All right.
Walker says, I need Brown. He has Smith. Oh, Tyler answered. There's the correlation. Right? And Walker sits. I have Reed and Brown.
Wow. And Smith?
No. He has Smith because it was Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts.
Right.
I mean, look. Do you want to counter the scoring, or do you want to stack your scoring? I think I'd rather stack the scoring.
I would probably go Hurts in that because that way, if Hurts does bad, well,
Hurts is about to have not a breakthrough game, but a get well game, I think.
Yeah, if Hurts does bad, it means he did bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Hurts does bad and Brown does bad, that's worse on him.
But he still did.
If Jordan does bad and Reed does bad, it's the same thing. So I'm just going to stick with it.
Let's get cracking, Tyler. Good luck, goat.
And please, everybody, like and subscribe, hit notifications, please.
Start Jordan Mason to take Bigsby. Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All
Jordan
four of us.
Mason,
Huh?
goat.
Yeah, let's go.
Goat. Kenny Walker's gonna play. If he doesn't play, I don't know. I was gonna offer you something, but I don't have anything. I don't have anything good to
I
offer.
wouldn't take that bet.
Kenny Walker's gonna play. Illness. What kind of illness does he have? So he had like some bad dinner.
Who knows? We hear weird stuff all the time that turns out to be something completely different.
Kenny Walker's gonna play.
Watching actives in the morning.
Yeah, I'd definitely be watching. Was CMC worth right now?
Well,
At this point, hold them. You've held them this long.
Julian. Yeah, that's the only move you got. Like if you want to see CMC take the field, you want to see CMC be CMC. If CMC is CMC, then look to ship them.
Yeah. I mean, if someone's offering you a boatload for them, if they're getting hyped up.
Yeah, if you
it,
right. Like I mean, I'm not sure what type of league that
that'll
is. What
happen.
kind? Yeah, look, if your league mates are offering you like a couple of other skill position players that are in like a good RB, a good wide receiver, you want to get rid of CMC now?
Let me pose this question to you. We'll just pretend CMC is coming back next week. Pretend it's not happening, but let's just pretend.
Week 8.
Would you trade CMC for CeeDee Lamb?
Yep.
I wouldn't.
I think that's a good comparison because CeeDee's not having a great year, and we don't know what to expect with CMC. Yeah. So that's kind of where you have to figure out what's worth. I mean, are you really going to give up CMC to go get Tank Bigsby and
it's a huge gamble
or something? I mean, no,
it's a huge gamble.
I would
someone's offering you
Lamb.
Justin Jefferson, yeah, you're taking it. I mean, but I don't think that you're going to get the return that you want to make it worthwhile.
Well, and it just feels like the wrong time too, right? Like, when he first was out and on IR and it's week 1, week 2, week 3, and there's kind of that hope, oh, maybe he'll be back. Yep. Now it just, it just doesn't feel like the right time to try and move.
You're better off just waiting until he hits. If he comes back and has a huge game, then you make your decision if you're selling high on him or if you're holding him for the rest of the season.
Riding off into the sunset.
The answer, yes.
Or back to the IR.
Yeah.
The answer here is yes. So pick which one. Who's Goat Tyler gonna drop? Bigsby or Tracy for A-Chain? A-Chain is on waivers.
I'd drop
A-Chain's on waivers. You might as well. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'd drop
Tracy
because I think Tracy's going to be running back one pretty quickly here.
See, I think the ETN
A-Chain on waivers
underperformance has more to do with injury than anything else. So I think once ETN's healthy, he will get back to ETN things. So if I had to drop one, I'd probably drop Bigsby.
Yeah,
personally.
If you can trade him, though, trade him. I do that. I look for a trade first and then drop him.
The MVM goat. He wants to know if he's going to roll out Tank, Darnell, or the other Tank. I love that. I want you to name your team Tank. If you name your team Tank, submit a shot to us somehow, some way, and I don't know. We'll plug the hell out of that on X. That's what we'll do. We'll put together a clip. Well, Jonesy, we'll put together a clip of this exchange, this communication. If you name your team Tank, and then we'll just blow that up all over X.
Does anyone know what ETN did he practice today?
Limited
today. I mean, because if he doesn't play, that changes a lot. I mean, then you are starting Bigsby over things. But I just want to make that clear to people. But if ETN is active, then that definitely hurts his value. So what are we doing here? Dell, Mooney, or Bigsby?
Well, I'm not starting Darnell Mooney over Tank Dell. Well, I'm not going to do that.
I'm going Dell. Yeah.
Tank Dell and the Packers against the Packers that are allowing 228 yards and 10 touchdowns. No Nico Collins. I'm going to start Tank Dell.
Yeah,
Use Tank Dell while you can while Nico's out.
I'm going to go with Tank.
The ETN is a game time decision.
Look at this. Yeah. Tyler, I see. And A-Chain.
And I'm going Dell.
Tyler Goat. Look, if it was me, I'm keeping Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need to call Tyrone at some point in the season. We're gonna call him Tyrone. Drop Tank Bigsby. Pick up A-Chain. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this. Now this is the screenshot we want.
Ooh. Oh.
Naldo.
Might as well be on the show with us.
Yeah.
Goat Naldo. See, he came to the right show.
That
That is him right up there in the top right. We're gonna flex play Mooney, Kareem, the Dream in PPR. Oh, actually, so this is Monday night game. No, the Chiefs are playing. Yes,
The Niners.
Oh, no,
Chiefs
no,
are afternoon game.
That's correct. All right, that's tomorrow night. So, Kareem the Dream versus the Niners. That's gonna be a little tough. I'm still not a big Darnell Mooney fan. I'm sorry. Let's go with let's go. I'm gonna go with full PPR.
CLE's back too, I believe.
Starting running back on the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
whatever.
Start him.
Yeah,
I don't
know. That's a tough one. I don't think Darnell Mooney's not getting a ton of. He's not going to get a lot of passing volume, but he could very well explode though.
He is the third option.
Who's the second?
London.
Who's the second? Who's the second?
Pitts. Seems to be lately. The fourth is Ray Ray. In that order.
Better call him Ray Ray. It's gonna be Kareem the Dream for me.
Look at it this way. 49ers are middle of the pack right now with fantasy points given to running backs.
And Kareem does catch passes too, so I'd go Kareem Hunt too. Just that's a safer go.
I'm odd man out, but go with consensus there.
Consensus, I like it.
Ooh.
Goat Naldo, man. What a fantastic name. What a fantastic name. Goat
Smitty.
Naldo. How about Smitty? Smitty Goat.
Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification button.
Jordan Mason. Ramondre Stevenson. Not Mike Evans. The Flowers. My opponent has Lamar. So, I mean, I would want to go. I would probably want to go with Mike Evans, who's due.
Yeah.
Playing the Ravens, but I don't really think it matters. I really don't.
Evans been hurt all week.
The way that Baker's been playing.
He was taken off injury report today.
Yeah. But
So here's the question, right? Here's the question. How are you going to sit Mike Evans if he's healthy? You can't. I don't think you can. I would want both of these guys in my lineup, but can't have both of them. I would want Mike Evans just because I feel like they're going to target. I think he's going to get targeted in this game.
And it's like you said, he's due. We all know Mike Evans. He's very up and down, but he at some point he's going to put up that 44, and you don't want it to be on your bench.
I mean, I get that the Ravens defense is playing lights out, but that's their run defense. Yes, their run defense. This isn't a good game for
Ravens are giving up the most points, fantasy points to wide receivers in the league.
Yeah, this isn't a good game if you're a Buccaneers, Buccaneers. But yeah, as Jones ago just said, I think it's a Mike Evans smash, at least one. But what about Jordan Mason or Ramondre? Or the Patriots absolutely stink.
I mean, they got a little fuel under them now with
I guess
with
so.
May. I mean,
May's the real deal, y'all. Did you see that last week?
We've seen crazier things happen.
I guess so.
I'm going Ramondre and Flowers. Flowers is I don't leave him. I don't take him out of my lineup.
Well, and I like that correlation too, where opponent has Jackson, because I think like for me, Flowers and Evans are coin flip, but with that correlation, like it would kind of move the needle for me toward Flowers, and then I would be Jordan Mason. Ramondre's got me a little bit nervous going into this week because it was just last week that he missed. Am I right on that or am I wrong?
No, you're correct. You're correct. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, hear me out here. A lot of people were all up in arms, or pounding the table for Isaac Orendo this week. And some of you, it might be, you could very well be pounding it also. Jordan Mason, but kind of he returned to the game, but then left the game again. I don't think it's a real serious injury. I really don't. I don't think Isaac Orendo is just going to chew right into Jordan Mason's usage. I don't. Will Orendo see the field? Yes, but
the Orendo thing was more as an insurance policy if Mason was out.
But again,
you wanted him if Mason was out.
I think Jordan Mason
was the risk you were taking.
I believe Jordan Mason is green check mark, ready to go. I think he's going to get the majority of the work. Majority. That's not a full 100%. He'll get the majority snaps. And in this offense, I'm going to go with the running back that plays for Kyle Shanahan versus Ramondre. I don't know the severity of that type, but I'm not even following the Patriots like that.
He's good to go.
I know he's good to go, but let's
not play.
Well, and here's my only thing too, and I feel like this is kind of something I've seen, over the years, is you get a guy like Drake May comes out, does pretty well last week, throws a few touchdowns or whatever, but now everybody has film. And I feel like there's this drop off the second week because it's now everyone has been able to study him, have kind of game plan for it.
Right.
So I'm not saying he's going to crap the bed tomorrow, but it's as a Patriots fan, my own expectations are somewhat tempered kind of going into, and I want to see him do well again, but I'm a little bit nervous about the Patriots offense.
But and then you make a great point. It was kind of like that lightning in a bottle type of theory. Yeah. Drake May looked really great last week. Pop Douglas looked really great last week. And now all of a sudden Jacksonville will wind up holding them to the requisite 17 points. I think Jordan Mason is the safer play here.
Yeah.
Safer. That's all.
I'm going Ramondre.
Nick,
one good hit on Mason's shoulder, he's out of the game. And the way he runs hard. So I feel like Jacksonville's defense is kind of ass.
All right. Ramondre Stevenson, atypical progression. He did not practice 2 times this week. Project 70% to play. No major dip. Again, I'm not even sure what the injury is. That's why. I mean, it's like a mystery here. Do we know what the injury is? And here's the other thing, right? And I would be remiss. You know what? We're gonna save it for off camera. Nick Goat, Bigsby or Chase Brown, ETN looks out. Oh, Nick Goat. We must be getting some information that we don't have. I've got the Deepak Chona, MD, Sportsmed Analytics, right up on screen, and I believe this post came in precisely at 3:00 this afternoon.
I just want to add, Ramondre was full participant today, and it was a foot injury that he had. So,
well, that's what I'm reading. I've got this guy's thread right here, and he doesn't mention what the injury was. So I'm like saying, I knew I was missing something, but his ankle.
Foot. It just said in the article I found, it's just said
his
foot.
Ankle foot.
But if he was full, I'm not concerned about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bigsby, Chase Brown. I'm a big Chase Brown fan.
Same here.
Same.
I mean, if ETN's out, I'm going Bigsby. I think. Yeah. No, I'm going Bigsby if ETN's out. If ETN isn't out, I'm probably siding with Chase Brown.
Yeah. I'm Brown. I'm a Brown guy.
I'm gonna need to come up with a Chase song, Chase jingle, because we've got the two Chase brothers, Vinny and Johnny Chase. Anybody know where that's from? Anybody?
Nope.
Anybody in the chat? Comment in the chat or comment on the channel if you know where Vinny and Johnny Drama Chase are from. The Chase brothers.
I know where the Smash Brothers are from.
The Chase brothers. This is the GOAT's other league. Is this the Rhino League? One of the Rhino Leagues? This is my other league. Should I start Zach? Zach, I don't miss a Moss.
Don't play Sherman.
No, yeah. Sherman's not going to play.
No, don't play Sherman. I mean, Zach Moss is the play.
If the choice is here, if the choices are going to be the Moss or Sermon, it's Moss. Because Trey Sermon is no, GOAT. Look, Trey Sermon's not a soldier. He's not a warrior. He's not a dog.
He's not anything.
We're gonna play the dogs. Chandler Goat. Nice to see you, Chandler Goat. Someone sent me the Justin Jefferson, the Tony Pollard for Derrick Henry.
Damn.
I was trying to figure out if that was close enough or not.
Yeah.
Like I would more.
Yeah.
If you're getting Jefferson and Pollard for Henry, I would do it in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
I mean, Jefferson for Henry is the 1-for-1. Pollard is the added bonus, and it's actually an added bonus. It's not.
I said Pollard. Pollard today.
And the plus side you have when you guys are doing trades, one thing to always think about is bye weeks. If you're trading someone away, try to make it someone that still has their bye week. And if you're just debating who to get people that have already had it. So then you don't miss a week with your starters. So like Jefferson, they were last week?
Yeah.
And Pollard was week 5.
You're getting
Henry's week 12, 13, 14, something like that.
Yeah. Over 14.
So do that trade before he takes it back.
Yeah, do it now. Definitely. That's a hell of a trade. Shit.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm good with it.
That's a Facebook like fantasy group trade that I see. Yeah. They do all these. They get all these crazy ones when I go on there.
What about this one? You guys like this one? Since we're on Tony Pollard trading, let me see if I show you this one. Dynasty rebuild. Take a look at this one. Share screen. Share. I like that bad boy. We're shipping Tony. We shipped DJ. We're going to get a little X-worthy, and we're going to get a first-round pick from this guy.
What's that What's that projection for the first?
In the rebuild.
Early, late?
Oh, the projections. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhere in the middle. Right now, he made the deal because he's in 7th place. It's probably going to be in the middle. I don't mind that. I don't mind
either.
Considering
Pollard side.
You like the Pollard? Oh, well, again, in a rebuild. For him, this is a good deal if he's competing this season. I think so, yeah. And then for me,
either way, I want the DJ Moore Pollard side. I don't care if I'm rebuilding or contending.
Oh, Jonesy,
DJ Moore is 28, maybe. Jonesy. Pollard's got a few years left. I mean, at least a couple. Look at it this way: you're never starting Worthy over DJ Moore, never in a million years. And you're never starting whoever that first round pick is. If it's a middle round pick or later, you're never starting them over Pollard probably, unless you get lucky.
So you're not in the camp that
I'm not doing that trade.
No. Let me finish the sentence, por favor. You're not in the camp. You're not in the camp that this is the next Tyreek Hill.
No. If he was the next Tyreek Hill,
come on, you're not in that camp.
He'd be showing a little more.
What else we got here? So the Smitty's going to start May. I mean, look, Dad said it best, and like we see it all the time. Or we don't always see it the week after, but then we see it like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after, as defensive coordinators got, a couple of weeks, several weeks worth of film to combat what works for this young player. Again, can he pull it off again? Will his rushing upside perhaps, tack on some good fantasy points for you? Yeah, they very well could. And this Jacksonville Jaguars defense and team as a whole is just terrible. They're not on the field enough. Their defense is on the field too much.
Just depends who you're starting them over.
It's not, yeah. I mean,
you're not starting them over a Jordan Love or a CJ Stroud or Jaden Daniel. But if you have like a Aaron Rodgers or,
well, I've got one for you. Here's a good. You guys can follow my thought process here. But I have one dynasty league where I'm like surprisingly owning this league, which was not my plan. I literally tanked last year, and then all of a sudden my team is amazing this year. But
that's what I'm hoping happens to mine.
Yeah. But it's super flex, and I've been running one quarterback all year because I didn't have two. I had Jaden Daniels. And I had Drake May on the bench. Well, last week I started Drake May in the super flex, and I was happy about it. This week I made a trade for Daniel Jones, and I gave up a 2nd round pick for next year so that I can start Daniel Jones and leave May on the bench. What do you guys think?
I think that's good.
Jones over May this week, you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
Neighbors is back. Yeah.
Yeah. Not by much. Because again, they're almost like it's a carbon copy.
It's
almost.
Close.
It's a carbon copy. I think look,
you're probably going to get more consistency with Jones just because he's of that at this point, where May will probably be more up and down just because he's a rookie. He's going to have those mistakes. But then again, we see those rookies come in. Stroud came into the league, set everything on fire, and never stopped. Jaden Daniels, I was waiting, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5 for him to fall off, and he's just not.
No.
So
yeah,
it's possible,
This love affair, if you will, of quarterbacks has nothing to do with the state that you reside in, correct?
Me?
Where they played college?
True.
In any event, no. Look, I'm gonna go with A. He has more experience. B, yeah. He's got a better coach / offensive minded, focused coach in Dable. And then the weapons is number 3. So I think all those factors are going to weigh towards Daniel Jones for sure. For sure. Great stuff. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Who's next? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Smitty. Practice squad RB. Nick, I'm not sure what Nick.
I'm just gonna click on it.
There he goes.
Yeah.
See, he knows. The Smitty goat knows that's entourage. Johnny and Vinny Chase.
I've never seen it.
One of those old school HBO hit series.
I think I'd agree with Mustache. Hey, Mustache.
Mustache.
So we got Matt Castle's younger brother. We got Mustache.
I don't even want to know. Then I don't want to know. I don't know. I don't.
Oh,
I don't want to know.
This guy from the Practical Jokers.
Yeah.
I like Smitty.
Tyler Algier, Zachary Morse, one of the tanks. All right, we'll see here again. Look, we're talking about running backs that are sharing. They're all sharing, except for the possibility that Tank Bigsby does get the backfield to himself, or he may wind up doing a nice even 50-50, or even have a little bit of the majority of the backfield, considering ETN may not be fully healthy or is not fully healthy. So out of these, again, I'm not a Zach Morse guy. I'm a big Chase guy. Zach Morse is just really not a good running back. The circumstances have to be really good for Zach Morse to get into the end zone. They really do.
Yeah.
And Tyler Algieri, you want to talk about a hot button.
I think if ETN starts and you're choosing between Bigsby or Algier, I'm going Algier.
I'm going Algier too.
You know, because Moss, I mean, I don't know. But
yeah, I'd probably be leaning Bigsby if he gets the start for sure.
It's like we all see the numbers. I'm talking about Tyler Algieri's numbers and his snap usage, snap percentage. And like we still want to just like put him on the bench and treat him as if he's like the number one handcuff in football. Tyler Algier is offering us standalone value for the last at least 2 weeks. And then even before that, but just hasn't been like 3 consecutive weeks. And I could pull up the game log here too. Tyler Algier has been doing some good fantasy stuff for us in the flex, playing alongside Bijan Robinson, as much as we hate that. But if you're the Tyler Algier owner, you really don't hate it now, do you? But you don't know what to do with him. You want to use him. Look at what he did last week.
So why'd you drop him?
Oh, in that league, the positional limits on a 5-1 team, I could afford to.
I snatched that up real quick.
I could afford to. Did I keep Tank Bigsby in that league? I think I may have kept Tank Bigsby in that league and dropped Tyler Algier. Yeah. Nevertheless, I believe Tyler Algier is a good play.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
I do. Next.
Real quick before you move on to the next, we skipped over one quick one. I don't think we have to take a lot of time, but Austin.
Yes, sir.
So who do you like rest of season, DK or Amon-Ra? For me, it's Amon-Ra.
Same here.
Yeah, I'm going to give the edge to Amon-Ra.
First off, thank you very much, Dad, for always being my second pair of eyes.
That's what dads do.
That's what dads do. Secondly, for the Austin GOAT. It's Amon-Ra. Yeah. It's just a matter of time. It really is.
Plus, we can see he can throw a touchdown too.
Unless it's not a matter of time. But I don't think there's anybody in this industry that thinks that it's not a matter of time.
I mean, I love DK Metcalf too, but I mean,
I love DK. I love DK.
a notch above him.
But I like Goff as a better quarterback.
Yeah, right. I love DK. I can't stand Geno, so now we have an issue.
Yeah.
I love DK as your wide receiver too. If you've got DK as your wide receiver 3, that's even better.
Yeah.
Like if you wound up drafting a bunch of wide receivers,
and Geno and Goff are putting up. Geno's scoring 0.3 more per game than Goff, so they're neck and neck.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is a little crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Amon-Ra though, for sure.
I already know the answer for this one.
It's not as obvious as you think. Doesn't I gotta take my.
It's not with you.
I gotta take my bias out of it. Just like look, I gotta take bias out of it. And the answer is Devontae.
I knew.
No. Let's get to the meat and potatoes here.
Yeah.
The devote Marvin Harrison Jr. or Tank. Well, Tank could very well serve as a wide receiver 1 this week against the Packers.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith usually torches the Giants, doesn't he?
Among other teams.
Usually, they play the Giants twice a year now. Well, not now, but he's played them. He plays them often. And Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm not worried about concussion that he cleared. Imagine that. Think about that. The one player for 7 weeks now, 6 weeks, that's had concussions has cleared within a week for the first time.
You never see that.
You used to see it actually.
Yeah. You
used to.
Yeah.
Then they just got more stricter with it for some reason. Or not for some reason, but they got more stricter with it behind closed doors, and then it got more widespread. So now it's more prevalent where the player's not going to clear because he's not past his steps along the concussion protocol. Well, Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. What makes more sense to me is Marvin Harrison Jr. never had a concussion. That seems more likely.
That's probably something to do with it.
So I mean, what? So you know what I mean? In any event, Cardinals are playing
Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
San Diego.
LA,
the Chargers.
Los Angeles.
That's a tough matchup there, though. That's still a tough matchup, and Kyler Murray has been playing well.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit any of these guys.
I'm going Devonta.
I don't want to sit any of them.
I'm going Smith too.
Check.
Hey, Dad, I got a question for you. Are you playing Acres this week?
No.
Okay.
Nobody's playing Acres this week.
Cam Akers
is the place to be.
Thank you for coming, Nick.
I hate to love him.
Nick Goat, appreciate you coming in here. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this brand new YouTube channel. That's the best way to support us is by liking the video, subscribing to the video. Keep coming back.
Notifications.
Keep coming back. Fuck Goat.
We were all thinking it.
It's his name, right? It's his name. 10-man PPR. Trade away Amon-Ra, Kyron, Aaron, Debo, Ingram, for Tyreek, Higgins, Chain, Gibbs, and Hockenson. My thoughts are I'm going to need a piece of paper and a pen.
All right, let's break this down. So Amon-Ra,
Kyron, Aaron Jones, Debo, and Ingram.
All right, so Amon-Ra and Tyreek.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Tyreek's ceiling's higher if Tua is healthy the rest of the season, but that's
Tua's back next week, right?
He'll be back week 8.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
But it's kind of a
Higgins
wash.
and
They're
Debo.
both. I'd rather have Debo on for that, personally.
Same. Agreed. Achan, Kyron.
I mean, Kyron's the best running back out of all of them.
Or hold up. I guess we could go Gibbs, Kyron, and then Achan, Aaron Jones. And then Hawk and Ingram. Hawk got ruled out this week, right? Did I see that?
Yeah, he's not playing this week, but he should be good to go next week, from the sounds of it.
Yeah. Is he going to come back and dominate like he has done
in the
past?
I mean, Hawkinson can do what Ingram does, so that's a wash.
That's fair.
Achan and Jones are very similar. They're both up and down. They both can put up big games, so that's a wash, in my opinion. Then you have Gibbs and Kyron.
Let's not spend too much time on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's very honestly.
It's a good trade. I wonder who his other.
I don't like doing this big of trades. I mean, this is
a big trade.
Yeah.
It's like swapping rosters almost, right?
Yeah.
Swapping rosters.
It's a good one, Fuck. Good job.
You fuck goat. You're a goat.
All right.
It doesn't matter. Goat is goat. You're a goat. Trone, is that Tyrone? 2 wide receivers and a flex. PPR, Tyreek, Cooper, Cup, Scary Terry, JSN, Darnell, Mostert. If you include Cup and he's out, who's to play instead of Cup? Well, Cooper Cup is not out. Right?
Game time.
As of today, he's not.
My guess as a Rams fan is they'll probably sit him so he's fresh for the Vikings game.
I'm going Tyreek, Cup, McLaurin. If Cup's out, I'm putting in Mostert.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, actually, I might go McLaurin and JSN. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Trone Force.
If Cup's out, then.
But what if Cup's not out?
I don't think.
What if he's not out? So then that means Cooper Cup is going in. Tyreek, Cup, and then the flex. Scary Terry.
It's the first 3.
Yeah. That's for
it.
sure.
I don't see how you start anyone over any of those guys any given week. Because Tyreek, I mean, what did he do last week? Like 60, 70, 80 yards or something like that on a few catches. I mean, that's probably what you're going to get out of JSN.
You know, we're all waiting for another JSN spike, and it's most likely going to occur. JSN's a very good wide receiver. That's why we know it's going to.
It's not Tyreek Hill.
It's not Tyreek Hill that's going to garner all of the targets. It's not Tyreek. The issue is I get it. Trump doesn't want to miss out on that, and he does have him rostered, and he did draft him, and he's going to be staring at a 28-point game on the bench, and we're trying to avoid that. The problem is that it's a good problem because of the roster that's constructed here.
No.
True.
It's based on these wide receivers, you may need some running backs. Who are your running backs? Could you trade one of these wide receivers and perhaps get a running back in return? Because you've got yourself you're probably gonna run into this on a weekly basis, and we're gonna be here to help you, Tron.
It's not a bad problem to have, though.
We're gonna be here to help you, but we'll attempt to play matchups with it every week.
Hey, and just think if and when Tua comes back, you're talking about Tyreek and Cup.
Which technically I saw also Tua's next week 8.
Yep, that's what I think too.
So I mean, Austin Goat. What do we got, Austin Goat? Too valuable, in my opinion. Chandler. Ty Chandler?
No, I think he's talking about that trade earlier.
Oh, okay. Good.
That was the Jefferson and Pollard for
Good. We want the community to be helping one another out for sure. Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Quincy Goat.
Yeah, both of them.
Imagine that.
Damn.
I mean, can you start both of them? If you can't, I'm going. I would always start Monty over Gibbs personally.
Okay, this is what I'll say about
Quincy.
this because it's Minnesota's got good rush defense. Gibbs has the more upside as catching the ball, so I would go Gibbs.
Yeah, it would be Gibbs for me too.
Just because the upside of catching.
Quincy, do you live in Detroit? Like Lansing, East Lansing? Yeah. Gibbs does offer you more of like big boom. He's not getting a lot of he's not getting carries. Not the way we wanted to, not the way we thought he was going to. David Montgomery's been like almost like as close to a workhorse back as you'd want. Yeah, it's a problem. Can you start both? And that's kind of
Minnesota's rush defense. That's what
it's kind of lousy too. When are we going to chalk up the Lions offense to almost defense proof? Is there a time?
One thing you got to think about too is, okay, even if they don't have a good rushing game, is if they get down to the 5-yard line, who are they giving it to punch it in? They're not giving it to Gibbs.
Gibbs down there.
Montgomery.
They're going to give it to David Montgomery first.
Yeah.
Not all the time, though. Not all the time.
I mean, yeah, not all the time, but if given the choice, I would lean that they would give it to Mike.
Yeah,
that's
like,
where me. That's my
normal game. I agree with you, but I'm just saying Minnesota's rush defense is freaking badass. That's why I think the upside of Gibbs because he catches the ball.
They're ranked 2, allowing 67 yards, and they've only given up 1 touchdown. Now, granted, they've played 5 games, but still, it's pretty lights out.
Yeah.
The Steelers have given up 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, I think maybe I would go with Gibbs. Go with the guy that you drafted first. That was Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
I can answer that for him. Quincy, let us know how you did. Come back, please, Quincy.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow night for the Sunday recap show at 7:30. I mean, I'll know how they did, right? I mean, this game will be concluded at that point. But I'd love for you to come back on tomorrow night, Quincy. Plus 2 Monday Night Football games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get a bunch of questions tomorrow night too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this tomorrow. Okay, who is next? Is this goat right here? Rate this trade. Smitty's making trades as we're streaming.
Hey, we're here to help.
That's fine.
Traded Russell / Bills and Mostert for Flowers and Chase. That's a hell of a trade.
So what? You got rid of both quarterbacks at the same time? And Raheem Mostert for the Flowers man and Chase Brown. Yeah,
he won that trade.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
I mean, if you don't need them as quarterbacks, it's beautiful.
Is this like? Please tell us the truth. Is this a Yahoo Public League?
I can usually tell when they are.
Just so you can. It's okay. I mean, look, we
Hey, we want to help you win the free ones too.
Look, I'm sure Rhino dabbles in those too. I'm sure. Like, look, we all have. But yeah, I don't know how you're pulling that off, but you pulled it off. You did it. You did it. You did it. And look, what's even funnier is when this goat brings home a trophy, we're gonna take credit with him.
Yeah,
for
that's
giving
right.
him advice. I love it. Kevin, welcome in, Kevin. Thank you for coming. Sup, guys? The Cheetah, BA, the Juju, the BTJ, Juan Dale, PPR sitting two.
Oh, I would sit Wandell and BTJ. That's what I would do.
I think that's what I would do also. I mean, look, just looking at it quick. Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is like, yeah, just when we think that Juju Smith-Schuster is the Juju Smith-Schuster 2.0 version, it's going to be one of those freaking games out of the Kansas City Chiefs where, like, oh out of nowhere now, it's like Travis Kelce caught 7 balls and Xavier Worthy. Now, it's not likely. It's not. Well, what if the Chiefs just get dog walked by the Niners? And, yes, they'll be throwing more. This, look, is good. Can we agree that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league?
Yeah.
But he's not the best fantasy quarterback in the league.
No.
Correct.
So that's the only, yes, conventional wisdom is telling us that the Juju Jimmy Bear is going to be that guy for us. Conventional wisdom is telling us that. And I'm afraid that we're going to be let down. Everyone that spent their freaking fad dollars like
So
that. I'm sure
who would you play? Would you? So if you're sitting 2,
I think if I'm sitting 2, it would.
Yeah. Sit 2.
I think Wandale's the automatic.
I would probably.
Yeah, I agree.
I would be starting BTJ.
So here's what I'm realizing, like listening to you guys tonight. And I always have these moments every week where I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that's kind of a hot take. I'm not into Juju this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I even picked him up here and there, but it's like, to me,
Let me go find my Juju. Let me find my Juju team. Hold on. See, Dad.
Like, if I have to flex him, I'll flex him. But I'm not. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, it depends who you
into
have
it.
as options over him.
See, dads think alike.
I'm not starting Juju over an Ayuk,
Right.
No.
someone on that tier, but over a Wandale, yes.
Yeah.
But then Brian Thomas Jr., I think Juju and Brian Thomas Jr. are kind of in that same, realm of decision making here. And me personally, I might lean Brian Thomas Jr. just because I think the matchup's a little bit better. And if there is something with that Juju hammy or whatever it was, I'd rather avoid that. But in most cases, I'm playing Juju, but as a flex probably. But with Brian Thomas Jr., I'm probably going Tyreek, Ayuk, BTJ.
Without looking. But by all means, I can't stop you because I don't know what's in front of you. What would you think the start percentages for Juju this week? Or
87%.
How much?
Probably 87.
I'm going to say 37%.
Dad, you want to take a stab?
I'll go like between
start
60,
percentage.
62.
Right now, it's 19.
Holy crap!
Dang.
Yeah.
So it's not a hot take.
Well, what's his roster even?
His roster's higher.
Is it-
His roster is about 52.
But still, it should be higher. His roster should be 75%. I mean,
way off.
Look at it this way. He put up 130 yards. Okay, if that was Joe Smith on XYZ team, people would be throwing their whole fab to go get this guy they've never heard of because, oh my God, he went off for 130 yards. But because it's Juju, they're like, it's Juju.
But Juju does Juju things. Like that's the whole thing. Like when was the last
everyone
time?
does those things.
Like how about why don't we just keep it as simple as possible? Like, the Chiefs got rid of him for a reason. Like, yeah, I get it. Like he's now become he's a more valuable asset now more than ever, considering how depleted they are. But Smith-Schuster, for all intents and purposes, may not really be that guy. Like, yes, you went to go. Number one, it wasn't a huge fab week this previous run. Okay, so it wasn't like they were just like, it wasn't like a major injury went down to a running back. That's number one. Number two, it's a good dude to have on your bench just in case. And I think what Kevin is coming to us and presenting to us right now is like, yo, man, I got him. Yeah, I put my claim in for him. I do have him rostered now, but I don't know if I should be starting him. And I think he's kind of onto something, just like I have him on the bench. I'm not starting him. I don't need to.
It just all depends on what your roster looks like. I mean, most rosters, you're probably starting him.
I mean, like, hell, I don't know. Jonesy.
In my opinion, I don't know.
Sleeper's telling us otherwise. And Yahoo's not going to be not going to be that far different.
Just because he's a 19% start doesn't mean
now
that those people are correct.
And say that.
I'm not saying they're not wrong either. I'm just saying people overreact to Juju because his name is Juju. They don't trust him for the past. But what you're buying into with Juju is that role on the offense. Whoever's in that, it's kind of like the Rams. Whoever is in that Cooper Kupp role will produce.
That role in the offense, right, that hasn't really been doing like spectacular types of things that we expect them or want them to do, like we thought that they were going to do, the Chiefs. Yeah, they have one of the best.
Rice wasn't doing well.
He had a couple of games
where Rashee Rice is the role that Juju is in.
He had a couple of games, Rashee Rice. Yes, he absolutely did. I think Rashee Rice might be more talented.
Well, but yes, of course, Juju isn't Rashee Rice, but it's like running backs. You buy into the offenses. You don't buy into the specific running back. You buy into the offenses that are built to run the football.
Different position.
I'm just saying it's the system and the position in that system that you buy into. That's how you find the gems in fantasy. That's how you find the Jordan Winningtons before everyone else does.
Look, I mean, I think it's not a matter of whether your argument is flawed. It's not flawed. But then there's the other side of the coin that's not necessarily flawed either. And like this could, like, at least, there's enough evidence, there's enough consideration to suggest that he could very well, or he should very well stay on the bench. Again, we have to help Kevin.
Well, I already said I would start Brian Thomas Jr. over Juju in this case, but I'm also making the point for why Juju should be on every roster.
Kevin, go.
We had Rhino yawning on that one. Sorry, Rhino.
Sorry, guys.
This went on way too long.
Here's another one with players on the same team.
I'm taking Hill.
I mean, look, it's not that we don't have players on the same teams either. It's just like when it comes to a start-sit. Tyreek or A-Chain. Well, I mean, Tyreek Hill should be starting. He's your starting wide receiver.
Yeah.
Now what's going on? Like, why is there a discussion here between the wide receiver and the running back? for a flex spot. So Tyreek Hill moves into the wide receiver starting position. Now who's the option after that for the flex with A-Chain? And then we should even be saying ourselves the same thing for A-Chain in a starting running back situation. So who are the other running backs? Again, Grizzy Goat, the Yahoo Publix, man. Yahoo Publix, I could get you in like a league with like people that I could connect you with and you play against. You know, very much like us, how we play in leagues together. Grizzy Goat. Well, this could be a home league too. It could definitely be a home league, and I completely get that. Yeah, Tyreek Hill needs to be your starting wide receiver. Devon A-Chain, I can understand being like that flex type of question, but not Tyreek Hill. So whoever you started at wide receiver last week, who's that guy? Because Tyreek Hill goes back into the starting role. Let us know. What to do with Zamir White? I wish I had something like an overlay.
I dropped him in one league. I gave up.
I'd
Especially after
rather.
the Devontae trade.
If you're hurting for running backs, then pick him up. But with full PPR, he doesn't really catch the ball. That's more Madison.
What a terrible
I'd
situation.
rather have Madison.
Just taking
Which
my
is
L on that
crazy.
one.
Yeah, just leave him.
Crazy that we're saying that in week 7.
Oh boy.
Chubb or Douglas for flex. Douglas.
Yeah, Jonah. Thank you for coming in, Jonah. Not sure if you heard our monologue or our Chubb discussion a little while ago. Yeah, I mean, like, man, this comes down to like, for me, how are you sitting right now? How's your team doing? Are you sitting pretty? Can you afford to put Chubb in? And like all of a sudden, like it was like a blown game. He saw like 5 carries, Stefanski doesn't want to rush him back. Because that could very well happen. Or we could see this outlier that everybody's talking about. And for all accounts, right, gentlemen? I mean, from all accounts that we've heard, this is a really special dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's got himself to the point now that he's ready to be an actual like football player tomorrow, not a rehabbing player. It's a tough. It's the toughest call that anyone is making this week, Jonah. Pop Douglas again. I mean, like, look, if Drake May doesn't have a good game in London, Pop Douglas isn't having a good game in London. It's a tough one.
I'm going Douglas here.
I'm going Douglas 100%.
No, I'm going to go with consensus.
Same.
I'm going to go with consensus.
If anyone can come back from injury, it's Nick Chubb. But
let's give it a week.
I'm giving it 1 week, even if I leave the points on the bench, because
let's give it a week.
I don't trust the workload week 1.
But again, if you're 0-5, if you're 1-5, I don't know, my math is terrible this evening. Well, let me let you know a secret. My math is pretty bad in general. But if you're 1-5, 0-6, you don't have much to lose. And you could just try it. You could swing for the fences, put him in, see if he's gonna.
I think swinging for the fences is playing Douglas.
Yeah,
he's got a great matchup. And if May actually hits this week, Douglas had like 9 targets last week. You give him 9 targets again, and he could pick up 5 for 75. Maybe more.
I keep going back to that Breece Hall. That's why I keep saying like swing for the fences, because like what is like the second carry of the game? Like it was like 80-yard touchdowns in the house. That's why I keep going back to like the home run. Like just when you thought like how did this man return from his injury?
It would be very poetic if that happened tomorrow, and I would applaud it.
That's why I keep saying swing for the fences. You got all of you are there in that massive yard. There are really no fences or gates. Nothing stopping the amount of goats in the yard. And we're all ready. We're gonna lead every single one of you to the promised land.
All I can think of right now is that milkshake song and thinking goats in the yard.
It brings all the goats to the yard.
All goats. I wish I could play our intro that you decided to put in the in the draft. I wish we could play that. I'd show them. I'd show the goats.
So if you have Dobble, Chubb, Juju, Sharp for bench, who would you drop for Ray Davis if you have Cooks?
Here comes Juju. Or Juju. For Ray Davis, if you have Cooks. If you have Rico, who's not playing. You've had Chubb all this time, Julian. Yeah. And I get it. You probably had to activate him out of your IR just like everybody else, just like the Browns. Juju, Zach Charbonnet for what's BN?
Bench.
That's
So he wants to drop one of these for Ray Davis.
Charbonnet.
If
or
you have,
Dowdle. Dowdle.
Yeah, either Charbonnet or Dobble. One of the two.
That's the move. You want to handcuff James Cooks right now? You don't think that he could cook? I get it.
What I might do is see how Chubb does tomorrow. And then, because if Ray Davis is still available in your league, no one's picking him up because he's dealing with an injury. He might even be out, I heard. So no one's going to pick him up, and most likely he won't be a hot commodity come waiver Wednesday, next week, especially since you're the Cook owner. So I might wait, and if one of these guys, like if Chubb goes off, maybe try to flip him right away for a good wide receiver or something that you need.
Yeah.
And then that, because you got good running back depth,
All right, boys, before you take the next one, I'm probably going to sign off here.
All right, brother, man.
Okay.
You have a good evening.
All right.
Have a good day.
Dad, thank you very much for
serving the Lord.
Look, the goats. The goats. Thank you very much, Dad. You're one of a kind, man. You're one of a kind. We appreciate you. They appreciate you. And we'll see you. We'll see you again.
Yeah, I'll be here. Y'all keep killing it.
All right, brother, man.
See you later.
All right, later, guys.
Later. What do we got next? That's the Fantasy Dads, everybody. Fantasy Dads. Please check him out on X. Should have done that while he was there, so he could have just told you where to follow him. But nevertheless, what do we got next?
See any of these running backs worth picking up? Waiver: Warren, Zamir White, Justice Hill, or Pierre Strong. For me, the only two that'd be worth picking up be Warren or Justice Hill. That's just how I would go.
Yeah, if you need running back depth, Warren or Hill would be my two. But
no, there's no Pierre Strong.
Yeah, no.
Pierre Strong. That's not a consideration. Again, last week there were those chatters, those whispers of a little maybe Warren action. But then we went to the Arthur Smith House of Mirrors show that the great Fitz usually tells us to avoid. And many of us did go to that House of Mirrors that Arthur Smith puts on. There's rumblings, there's chatters, the whispers that they're trying to work Warren into this equation. We don't know if it happens this week or not.
If they would need to play somebody this week, then
you're gonna roll the if you're gonna roll the
Zamir White gets Rams defense, but I'm just banking on they made changes in the bye week to be able to stop the run a little bit. I'd either go Warren or Justice Hill.
Right. The Rams may have made changes or coached up their run defense. Zamir White and the Raiders, though, what are they doing?
With hurting offensive linemen too. So
you know what I'm saying? Like, because that nothing's changed on the other side. Nothing's changed with Zamir White and the Raiders. It's the same lousy situation. I think your upside play right now, unfortunately, but not unfortunately, fortunately, because it could very well be fortunate, is picking up Jaylen Warren.
Yeah.
I think that's the upside play here. We have 6 weeks of Zamir White, and again, we missed, and it will go down as one of the worst misses that we've had.
Yeah.
All of us. Most of us. It's not just you, Rhino. It's not just me. It's not just him or him. There's plenty of people. Plenty of us.
Yep. Stafford. Stafford all day.
Jonesy, Stafford, or Drake?
Stafford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quincy
I
Goat.
mean, it's the Raiders. I mean, I'm playing Stafford.
Quincy Goat. I think the Rams are in for a good week. Not because Rhino's on the show and he's a Rams diehard. I think
I've been a fan of the Bears just as long as I've been a fan of the Rams too. That's the funny thing.
I think they're
Rams. That's my
look. I'm gonna chalk it up to this. You're giving Sean McVay. You gave Sean McVay 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
Yeah.
You throw out Jordan Whittington, Tutu, Cooper. You gave him 2 weeks to prepare for X, Y, and Z wide receiver with Kyren Williams. It's as simple as that. It's Stafford for me.
Sure.
You better call Trone Goat.
So
Did you just have this one?
If Cup is active, different. I'll have to drop someone to free him up off IR. Would you drop PPR? My bench is D Hop, Braylon Allen, Ty Chandler, Madison, Mostert, JSN, or Mooney. Now, D Hop, Mason Rudolph is playing now, quarterback. So does that make him a little bit relevant?
Their team's gross.
You're going from the worst quarterback in the league to like the second worst quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
That team is just gross.
So would you drop D Hop then?
I would not drop D Hop.
No. I'd probably drop Ty Chandler. No, because he's the handcuff for. I'd probably drop Madison.
I'm not dropping. No, Madison's a starting running back. You're not dropping Madison.
It's Braylon Allen.
Is it Braylon Allen?
It's Braylon Allen.
Okay, I'll go Braylon Allen.
I'm personally, you're getting cut back. Okay. You have D Hop. Are you starting Mooney or JSN over D Hop? Not knowing, just on a weekly basis. Where would you side, do you think?
You make a trade maybe to clear some room?
Because I'm looking at you. I wouldn't give up Braylon Allen. Madison starts. Mostert is technically kind of a starter. To me, it comes down to Chandler or Mooney. And the only reason I might side with Chandler is because they just traded for Akers. Why would they trade for Akers? That's the $1 million question, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Why were they trading for Akers? They're not trading for someone to be a third string running back.
Yeah. For depth, that's what.
So either something's wrong with Aaron Jones or they don't trust Ty Chandler. One of the two. So I'm probably dropping Chandler. Unless he starts this week by chance because Aaron Jones is out. But
look at Aaron Jones's history. That's why I would keep Ty Chandler.
Yeah. What about Mostert? Would you drop Mostert?
No. I would drop Mooney before. I would drop Mooney is my second choice to drop because I would probably play JSN more consistently over Mooney. and I would play Mostert, Madison, and D-Hop probably over them. Braylon Allen's a good handcuff to have in case Breece Hall goes down. And
All right. So what are we doing here? Where are we going here?
I'm dropping Braylon Allen.
I'll do Braylon Allen too.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm siding probably Mooney because you're getting a wide receiver, drop a wide receiver. You're not playing Mooney over those other guys.
There we go, Quincy. Now you're speaking our language. 3 flex and 1 start of the wide receiver. Marv, Wandale, Pop Pickens, Juju, Brain Robinson. Brains.
And Bucky.
I know somebody else that we lovingly, fondly refer to as Brains, but it's like not what you think.
Brian Robinson's still, I believe, a game time decision. He caught injury. I mean, if he is playing, that's a smash play. I would probably go Marvin Harris Jr. in the flex.
He needs 3 flex.
Okay.
One wide receiver and 3 flex.
So I go. It makes Marvin Harrison Jr. as the wide receiver, and then go Juju and Pickens. And if Brian Robinson is a go for sure, then Brian Robinson. If not, then I go Douglas.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. is your wide receiver. Brian Robinson's an automatic flex if he's active. And then, to me, it comes down to Juju, Pickens, and Douglas. And you need 2 of them. If Russell's starting, I would side with Pickens and Juju. If Fields is starting, I would side with Juju and Douglas.
Reports are Russell Wilson is starting.
And they're gonna Russell Wilson starting. They got packages for Justin Fields
with packages. That's right.
Yeah.
What a shit show.
I don't know. I don't trust. This beat writers said the same thing about
Quincy
Willis,
Godspeed,
and Jordan Love. There would be packages.
Godspeed to Quincy Goat. T Money Goat is in a 10-man PPR with Joe Shiesty, Josh Jacobs, Jameer, Lamb Chops. We're going to presume that's Jamar Chase because we have a whole line of. Actually, no, we shouldn't presume that. Chase, Kincaid, DK, Jacoby, Bench, Bucky, Tracy, Downs, Pop, Douglas, Worthy, Brooks, and IR. 3 and 3. Drop anyone for McConkey. No.
Well,
the
only one I would drop would maybe be Brooks because he's unproven right now.
Quentin Johnston's not playing. I see where he's going. I like having these running backs. I do. I want Bucky. I want Tyrone. I want those backs.
I would drop Brooks because he hasn't played yet.
Not dropping Brooks. No,
I don't think I'm dropping anyone for McConkey.
Yeah. That's the answer.
Okay.
The answer is you don't have to make the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Lad might score. He might tee. Quentin Johnston's doubtful at this time. He's set up to have a nice game. That's we don't need to go running out to go get Lad. You work with these guys that you have. I want those guys on the bench to support your starting players. I think we're good there. I really do.
And should he trade Worthy for TJ Hawk?
Who was his tight end?
Kincaid.
Oh, Kincaid?
Yeah. I would.
No.
Because Hawk's coming off injury too, so.
Yeah, I mean, I like Hawkinson, but I wouldn't go trading for him if you have Kincaid.
Yeah, Again, I get it. But we're only in the 7th week.
I mean, if you had like a
We're only in the 7th week.
Colby Parkinson or something of that level, I would maybe consider trading. Sorry, Ron.
No.
I just always think of Rams because I see.
It's a matter. But what I think Jonesy's saying to us is like, okay, right? Like it's not that situation. It's not that type of player. It's not that tier of player. We all have Kincaid up there, 2 tiers above that. Is TJ Hawkinson a nice player? Yes, but he's coming off of he is coming off of another major injury.
I mean, I think Hawkinson can rise to the top of the field. I mean,
but I think so could Kincaid come around.
Yeah, but you're not doing it with Kincaid,
right?
Because the thing, especially with Kincaid, you got to think of too is with Amari Cooper there now,
should free it up.
More attention's flowing away from him.
Yeah.
So that could help him a lot.
It's supposed to free up Shakir into his more quote unquote comfortable role. It should free up Dalton Kincaid again in his role,
except for MVS.
Yeah, well, he went back.
What about Mac?
Yeah.
What do we got next? Let's it's 1:40. We'll go to what? Go to the top of the hour.
Keep going.
Yeah.
If you guys need to go, just go. I don't want to leave people hanging.
No, I don't think
we're not going to leave them hanging.
No. It's 18 non-PPR start 2 are running backs, 1 flex, Breece Hall, Kareem Hunt, David Montgomery, or Pollard. At flex, Jaden Reed, Smitty, or I'm not playing Deontay Johnson. I'm not sure if he's playing. There's too much.
Should be good. They didn't elevate a wide receiver.
They didn't.
So he should. That tells me he's probably good.
But I would probably play Smitty over all 3 of them.
God, I wonder what would happen at 18.
Start
and then 2 running backs, I'd probably play.
I drive myself crazy in a 12-team league. Some of them, anyway. Some of my teams. I drive myself crazy trying to start the best player. Could you imagine what would go on in an 8-team league?
I'm in an 8-team. It's crazy every week. I've been lucky because guys have been injured, so it makes my decisions easier. But you're deciding between the top guys at each position every week, and you're really splitting hairs.
It's an all-star team.
The non-PPR, 2 running backs and 1 flex. I'd probably go Breece Hall and
David Montgomery.
I'd go Breece Hall and Pollard, and then Smitty at flex.
Yeah, I like Pollard.
Sold.
Pollard's my 1 for sure.
Sold.
Then probably Breece Hall.
Bee growing stuff. How about goat growing? Or bee growth? Need some advice on starting Cup over Brian Thomas Jr. Jacksonville's plays early. Yep. We won't find out if a Cup plays till way later. My only pivot is Pickens. If Cup is out, I'm 6-0. Well, we don't have much of a problem now, do we? We don't. No. We don't have much of a problem, my friend. You're doing great stuff. Honestly, I'm pretty positive that Cooper Kupp is going to play. I understand that they may hold him back at the very last minute. They may. I think he's going to play. Nevertheless, you are backed up, though, aren't you? You're backed up.
Yeah, with Pickens.
You're backed up. There are far worse situations. Believe me, that there is no backup. You have to make that decision. You have to start that player that is going in London because there isn't a good backup because of either A, injury, B, bye. You're backed up. So it's not like you wouldn't even have to go to waiver. You wouldn't have to go to free agency. You're backed up with George Pickens, which isn't a bad play. It's not a bad play with Russ. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. You know that reports are that they may allow Sauce Gardner to shadow more lately or moving forward. Not sure that took place last week, but again, more rumors. Not from Mr. Rumors, but like, are they going to? When will they? Why did they allow this defensive coordinator and elevate him to head coach? There's again, a lot of it was not a lot, but reports were that they wanted to change it up and let Sauce Gardner shadow the team's primary weapon. They're the wide receiver, they're the number one option to in attempts to lock that down, not necessarily in attempts to get him more interceptions. But nevertheless, you're backed up. You're backed up, GOAT.
Yeah.
Keep
Just
plugging.
check the news in the morning. Sometimes that stuff leaks early.
Well,
before
that's the whole thing, Jonesy. It's Brian Thomas Jr. So yeah, he's not
yeah.
gonna know.
Well, I'm saying you're going to need to be up early.
He's not gonna know about Cup until
I'm saying is sometimes that stuff will leak if they're intending to play him or not. It won't be 100%, but I mean, if Schefter's reporting something, I'm going with it. If Shepard doesn't report anything, then you're in the same situation. But I would at least check it out before you have to make that final decision right away in the morning.
Yeah, if you live on the East Coast, you're a little bit more ahead than the West Coast, and games on at 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast. At least it's not 9:30 on the East Coast. I'd be starting Purdy.
Yeah.
Next.
Yep.
Kyle. Let's see. Full PPR pick one. Love Cousins. Pick one flex Chubb or Dobbs or Shakir. Oof.
You don't love
Cousins.
a quarterback.
I'd go Love and Dobbs. Because you got the stack right there. I'm not playing Chubb.
Yeah, Love and
Seem
Romeo.
to be out on Chubb. And it's just a matter of a wait and see approach. It's really the wait and see approach. We may see a lot. We may see a really good game. And, let's be prepared for it. It's possible, very possible.
Yep.
But we're going to put I think we're just being prudent. We're putting the recommendation to sit. What if it's just like one of those, like, okay, yeah, he had a good 55 yards. He had a good 80 yards. 8 points. Maybe he caught a ball along with that.
And Dobbs gets in the end zone more than Shakir does. Thank you, Kyle.
What a good freaking goat. I
guess that's you, Jonesy.
Oh,
Dude's a stand-up comic, man.
Jonesy has a different type of
Algier or Bucky half PPR.
No Bucky this week.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Come here, it's a three-headed monster. Isn't that what Todd Bowles told us? But
yeah, whoever has hot hand.
Even if it wasn't, that Ravens defense, that rush defense is playing pretty solid. Pretty solid. As in like number one solid.
Yeah. Thank you, Mega Brick, for being here. Please like and subscribe for notification. Flex full PPR start one. Judy. No, not touching Judy. Pittman, Juju, or Tracy?
They've been calling Tyrone. The goats have been calling Tyrone. No Judy. Judy? No. Why? Why? Because Amari Cooper's not there?
Yeah, I'm not.
Mega Brick, Mega Goat. Come on, you know better than that. Number one, look who's throwing to Jerry Jeudy. That's a problem within itself. Number two, it's Jerry Jeudy. I'll probably wind up. I'll wind up eating these words, and he'll wind up scoring tomorrow. But let's not fool ourselves. Let's not get caught up in that. Jerry Judy's not a good wide receiver in this league. We thought he was. We thought he was going to be. It should not take a dude 4 years to all of a sudden magically materialize into some star, some pro bowler. It usually takes you 2-3 years. Jerry Jeudy came into this league when?
5 years ago, I think.
I could check, obviously.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's not Jeudy, my friend. It's not Jeudy. We're going to flex full PPR. We're going to flex in this situation. We'll either go with either Pittman. We're going to have to go with the Juju Bear. We're going to have to go
I'm
with
going Juju.
We're going to have to go with the Jonesy Juju Bear.
I don't trust Anthony Richardson throwing the ball.
I do.
I'm going Juju too.
I do. We should expect Anthony Richardson to have a good game.
Do I drop Slayton for Whittington and 12-team redraft? Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could drop Darius Slayton now. Absolutely.
Yeah, because even like when Puka comes back, Whittington has a spot on the team. Whittington might be the number 3 receiver on the team. Actually, he's wide receiver 1 out right now.
There's not enough ball in the Giants' offense for Darius Slayton anymore. If Malik is back, Wandale, Tyrone's getting playing time, fellas. Believe me. He's definitely going to be playing more, even with Devin Singletary back. He's just going to continue to play well. I hope that his reduced usage doesn't hinder that, which it could. It very well could.
Grizzy, my starting running back Joe Mixon and B. Rob Jr. starting wide receivers Stephon Adams and Jaden Reed.
Is that
I don't think that's I think he's just telling us.
I think that's a response to something else.
Yeah.
It's not really a question.
Big pop.
Yeah, Chubb is he's gonna be on a snap count, that's for sure.
Smitty knows this.
Yeah.
Smitty Go knows this. Hey boys. Pop, Devin, A-Chain without Tua. Pick 2 out of the 3.
I'm
Pop
going
and A-Chain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pop and A-Chain.
Yeah, I agree 100%. See.
Good Tyler, man.
Hey, fellas, how you doing, Tyler? How do you feel about Ertz this week? I have Ferguson on bye. Otherwise, I could pick Otten or Parkinson. Kobe Parkinson's sneaky play.
So we have more than one Tyler Goat.
Yeah, we have.
Good. Welcome back, Goat.
I like Ertz. Who would you guys play? Would you guys play Ertz over Otten or Parkinson? I'm not gonna play Font probably. To me.
Cade Otten.
Yeah.
That's who I'm taking. Cade Otten.
Personally, I'd go Parkinson.
And I would go Ertz.
No words?
No.
Ertz to me is I know.
What is Zach Ertz show?
He's one of the most consistent tight ends this year.
True.
It seems like he's not like going crazy, but he's there. You know, like.
And the reason I say Parkinson because he's leading the Rams in targets or in one of the top 3.
I mean, none of these guys are really a step above the other.
No,
I mean, it's
I got Zach Ertz at tight end 11. I've got Kate on at tight end 15. The matchup for Kate on is against the Ravens. Zach Ertz gets the Panthers. I mean,
I go Ertz. I go Ertz in too.
I'll go with Ertz. I mean, yeah, it's. I don't think it's going to make it or break it.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think that both both their floors are the same.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Cup of active. I have to drop one wide receiver. I'm dropping Mooney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not dropping anyone else over Mooney.
Thank you, Drone Force. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Drone, man.
Appreciate that, man.
Real freaking goat, man. Drone.
If you guys like these shows, just give the like. That's how we know when we're looking at stuff. You know what people like.
So Tyler says it's a half PPR league too.
Oh, for the tight ends.
Yeah.
Makes it worse.
So I would.
I mean, it's not Tyler's fault.
This is how
makes
I
it
look
worse.
at it here is even if Cup is back, the volumes be higher for Parkinson than Ertz because Ertz is, I don't know. Never mind. I take Ertz still because the only person he's fighting is Scary Terry, right? Because De'Ami Brown and Noah Brown aren't really getting anything.
I mean, yeah, I'm playing anyone against the Panthers. That's kind of my deal breaker on this one. But
yeah,
I'm also playing anyone against the Raiders too. So
Evan Godelman
got offered Mike Evans for Chubb and JMO. My other wide receivers are DK, Devontae.
Looks like
Devonta.
Looks like he's wearing a uniform. Is that a uniform?
No, it's a graduation.
Oh, I thought it looked like he was a soldier. And if he was or is, God bless you. Appreciate your service. You are a GOAT soldier. Now let's get back to the question. My other wide receivers.
I think it's worth it.
Mike Evans for Chuba and JMO on the 2-for-1. Taking Mike Evans, giving up Chuba and JMO. That's not bad.
Oh, he'd be getting Mike Evans and giving away Chubb and JMO. Yeah.
But look at the rest of the team.
Yeah, he's got good starters.
Yeah.
So to me, he can trade some of the depth away to upgrade. You know.
Start to Wilson, Reed, or Cooper. Me, I go Wilson and Reed.
Is that Garrett Wilson and Amari Cooper? Is it Cooper Kupp?
I'm thinking it's Garrett Wilson and Amari Cooper.
Garrett.
Is it?
What a mess. What a mess. Poor Garrett. He must be. You want to talk about some character. We're going to find out.
Well, it depends on how much Rodgers still favors Lazard.
Lazard? How does Lazard factor into it?
Because Rodgers can support 2 wide receivers. He can't support 3.
Since when? Since what? Jordy Nelson and Greg Jennings?
Since what year is it right now?
24.
Since 2024.
Yeah, but okay, but Rodgers is 40 years old now. I don't see it.
Receiver 11, Alan Lazard.
2,000? No.
He's overall points. If you go points per game, he's wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Wide receiver, 18 points per game, Allen Lazard. Garrett Wilson is sitting at wide receiver, like 14 points per game overall, like for all wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers can support 2 wide receivers. But to me, Devontae is going to be automatically. So it just depends on, with Wilson, how much Lazard eats into that. Because Rodgers loves Lazard. I mean, they got that connection from Green Bay.
Cooper's went to the Buffalo Bills. He's going to have
Garrett's the odd man out. He's the only one that's on a Packer.
Yeah, but Garrett Wilson's much more talented than Allen Lazard.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
What a mess. Who's up?
So, but for this week, I'm going Garrett Wilson and
what goes next?
Reed.
What goes
and Jaden
next?
Reed probably.
Joseph Hurd. Do I start Jason over Marvin Harrison Jr.? No. Hurting at running back. Do I go with Tracy, Bucky, Goodson, or Algier?
Hey, I like your picture. Go.
Well, you know who to call if you're hurting. Well, Goodson is gonna have this backfield more or less to himself.
Yeah, and plus he's a pass catcher too, so you have that upside.
That doesn't look sexy though. But not that Bucky, Tyler, or Tracy. Like he starts off saying hurting at running back. Do I go with? Yeah, you're gonna have to put Goodson in there.
Yeah, I go Goodson.
You're gonna have to put Goodson in there based on volume.
Because he's RB1 this year. This year.
He's the only one that potentially isn't sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be someone involved, but
I'm gonna pickle boys need running back to start. I'm awful. That's awful. I warn you. Trey Sermon, the backup Goodson, Zach Moss, Rashid White, or Tyrone Tracy, Jalen Warren. I'll start one running back. I probably go Tyrone.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on.
I don't know.
We just didn't we?
Okay, I'll go Goodson. Yeah, I'll stay with Goodson.
You know,
excuse me.
by the way, Cam Daddy can't be that awful, man.
The only one I'm wondering about is Madison.
Can't be that awful. You're here.
Jalen Warren, Alexander and Madison, and Zamir White are on the waivers. And he needs a running back to start.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is I'm considering saying Madison because
And he has to drop somebody to pick him up. Then I think.
Yeah, I would drop Trey Sermon in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Because Alexander Madison and
I mean, what
are
are we
really the Raiders' offense?
But again, is this in addition to starting Goodson?
From my understanding, he needs a running back to start. The first bunch is who he has. Jalen Warren on is who's available.
Yeah.
But I would drop Trey Sermon and pick up Alexander Madison. Even if I don't start Madison, I would still drop Sermon for Madison.
Good deal. And it's not that awful because you're here. You're a mother effing goat. Z Money 15.
Bucky, Worthy, Chubb, Madison, JSN, and Jerry Judy. I go Worthy and JSN out of this group.
I could live with that.
Yeah,
I could live with that. Worthy, JSN and Madison, right? JSN and Madison. Alexander Madison is the RB in Las Vegas for all intents and purposes. He's the one that's been scoring out of that position. He's the one that's the pass catching running back. He's the Raider you want. Now, from there, it's not going to be Bucky, unfortunately, because of the matchup. That's the only reason why. JSN. Is this a JSN week? This could be a JSN week.
Yeah. JSN
This could be a JSN week.
And he still gets targets, he still gets catches too. So
Not as much as we would like, but yeah,
No.
it does. It's never Judy.
no.
It's not going to be Judy on this show, my friend.
Yeah.
There would have to be a real serious problem for us to say Judy.
If Winston was playing, I might lean Judy, but no, I'm going. I'm going Worthy and
that might help things.
might.
Winston changes a lot, but I don't see that happening.
I know everybody. Look, everyone's going to be prisoner of the moment with that call. Also, we want Winston. We want Winston. You know, it's like I think we should pump the brakes on that. Also, that dude has played in God knows how long. Seriously. Did he play like one game last year?
Who?
Jameis.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
What was it 2 years ago?
Look at it this way. Anything's better than what
it's gotta
but it won't happen. It won't happen.
With the
gotta be
Saints,
that.
he handed it off
Guarantee you,
to Jamal
the
Williams.
owner's sitting there saying, "You're not changing quarterbacks."
Yeah.
And if I was that coach, I'd be just publicly saying I'm going with Jameis Winston because you're going to lose your job no matter what after this year.
Yeah.
You might as well go out with some dignity.
Good point.
And say, hey, this was not my decision. This was above my head.
It's a good point. It really is.
That's what I would do.
Because
if he fired me, I'm going to get fired anyway. So what's
he's not just a
get
pawn.
paid either way.
He's not just a pawn right now. He's like an absolute. He's talking for the owner.
Yeah, he's just a puppet.
Ryle?
Puppet.
Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe to notifications. Yes, I would trade MHJ for Tyreek.
I would also. I really would, but I want to caution it a little bit, Ryle. A little bit, goat. What if what if the Dolphins just aren't right still? Like
if
we
it's
just
a dynasty league, though, would you keep Marvin Harrison over Tyreek instead of trading for Tyreek?
Well, if it was dynasty, that probably changes things.
Well, dynasty, of course. Dynasty is not even a discussion. But yes, we all believe that Tua comes back. He feels. I mean, there's nothing really wrong. It's not like he didn't break an ankle. He didn't tear anything in his knee. He just got his belt rung again. So it's not like he.
Look at it this way: Tyreek Hill right now is averaging 12.1 points per game.
With
even with these bad games,
Tyreek gets.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is at 11.5.
I wonder what Tyreek Hill's first read share must be through the roof.
Yeah.
It has to be the highest first read share of any player in the league.
If this is a redraft league, I'm getting Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
If it's dynasty, I'm not.
All right, Riggs. How do you guys feel about Hawk Tua? Spit on that thing.
I wonder if that was like. Oh boy.
Oh.
I have Ernst Marie not feeling too great right now. I wouldn't feel too great about it either, Riggs. I wouldn't. I don't feel anything good from Zach Ertz until something changes with that. With Jaden Daniels and how he's throwing to his tight end or how he's utilizing his tight end. It just doesn't look. It doesn't. Let me put it this way: we all watch on Sunday. Most of us are watching the Red Zone. Some of us are watching the Red Zone and another game. I don't hear Zach Ertz. When do you hear Zach Ertz? I don't ever hear Zach Ertz. I just don't think that he's in their game plan very, very often. I hear Scary Terry. I hear Tuami. I hear a lot of Jaden Daniels. I don't hear any Zach Ertz.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Murray better than Tua. because just if Tua gets hit one more time,
Yeah. If I
You know.
only can have one of them, I'm keeping Murray.
he has more upside of the running too. So
But I mean, if you can have them both, I mean, I don't know what the situation is here, but
yeah. So Saquon, Jordan, and Jacobs on my roster need neither of Jacobs or Mason are great for me this week. Which of those two would you choose to activate?
I mean, I'm probably siding with Jake. I like Mason's matchup better, but I'm probably siding with Jacobs because I don't think he's that far behind Mason.
I agree.
And you're not
think
dealing
both
with
here, too.
injury.
I like his
Injury risk.
terminology that he needs to activate. Because all of his guys are on the bench right now. He needs to make an activation. I love it, Goat.
Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Yeah, neither of them are great, but I mean, like, they're not bad either. I mean,
I think they're both top 12.
Yeah, Saquon's expected to have a really good game. Expected to. Josh Jacobs is probably the one that might disappoint you a little bit. He has not been the Josh Jacobs that we were expecting as much. And then there was Jordan Mason. Look, Rhino thinks that his shoulder is a serious problem. I don't.
No, not serious problem. It's sprain, but one good hit. That's what I'm saying. I know they're playing him, and he's gonna be on a little bit of pitch count, but one good hit, and he runs hard.
Okay.
On that shoulder.
It's the theory of, okay, so I have two players that are similar. Okay, there's not a huge gap in between them. If one's coming off of injury or is currently dealing with an injury, I'm going to pick the other one. If you're dealing with a superstar and your next option is, if you're like, oh, should I start Jordan Mason or Tyrone Tracy? I'm going with Jordan Mason.
My theory is, look, if you're suiting up, you're playing, you're okay. I feel like they're all freaking hurt one way or another, unless it's real serious. Yeah. Unless it's real serious, like where like you're not cleared. But if you're cleared, I feel like they're all playing hurt to an extent. Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure if he gets hit the wrong way, I'm sure he could. I think he could have played last week or last Thursday. I think he could have played. I think they did that on purpose. They held him out. The Frogs. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Frog Goat. Chaz 32-18 in the full PPR. Both are playing. Yes, that's right. Cooper Kupp is going to play. At least we believe he is.
So you starting Cooper Kupp over Deontay Johnson?
Well, let me tell you this much. Deontay Johnson is more riskier not to play.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson is likely to be downgraded at this point, not upgraded or elevated, activated.
He was practicing today in pads and stuff.
Let me give you. I've got Deepak right here. What did Deepak say about Deontay? Hold on, it's right here. Let's
either way, I'm starting Cooper Kupp over Deontay Johnson if they're both active. But I think that decision might just get made for you if Kupp's not active, and then you're just playing Johnson.
Add some graphics into our repertoire. Multiple.
Yeah.
60% to sit. He had he says midweek setback.
Yeah, I believe it's
high risk.
Toe and ribs.
What else we got here? Anybody else of interest before I remove the Puka? Well, what does he say about Kupp? Let's go to Kupp while we're here before I remove this. Where's Cooper? Oh my God, you bust. You fucking bust. Nope. Come on.
I just saw a cup. Go further down. I just saw
Down? I would think Cooper would be top. Where the hell? Here's Puka. Where's Cooper? Excuse me. That's it. To be determined. Data slightly favors sitting. Wow. Wait a minute. Holy smokes, we have a development. What a development.
no, and they're going to. I'm pretty positive that they're going to sit him.
Can we get a message to our friend with Brian Thomas Jr.? The Brian Thomas Jr., Cooper Cup, George Pickens. Well, the decision's being made for him. Brian Thomas Jr. has to go in.
Well, you're waiting to see, though. I mean, I'm sorry.
Look,
as good as Deepak is, nothing rules the true inactive list.
Jonesy. The Schefter account and the Rappaport account tonight or sometime very early in the morning will have a slew. There will be a slew of messages that come from these account scopes that will say per source is expected to play. Per source is not expected to play. I don't believe it's Schefter. I don't believe it's Rappaport, but it's coming from their accounts. They're legit accounts.
Yeah.
Okay. Quincy
if
just
Schefter's
offered,
reporting something, you're believing it.
Take it and run.
I'll be back.
Take
Someone
this
offered
and run.
me Rico Dowdle for Tank Dell.
Take it and run. Yes.
You're getting Rico?
No, he offered me Rico.
Yeah, for Tank Dell. So he's.
Oh no! Don't trade Tank Dell for Rico. No.
If you need a running back, Howard is your running back. Do you need a running back? I mean, if you don't need a running back, I would just hold Tank Dell.
See, A Luck, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe, hit notifications. See, Worthy, Ayuk, Godwin, Flowers, start 3. Worthy, Ayuk, Godwin, Flowers, Douglas.
I'm going Godwin, Ayuk, Flowers.
Yeah, Ayuk, Godwin, Flowers. What do you say? Same thing?
Yeah. Yep, Godwin, Ayuk, Flowers.
Yeah. See, Mo Diesel, thank you. Like and subscribe, hit notifications. Start 3 and rank. Shakir, Kirk, Trey Tucker, Judy, Palmer, half PPR. Must win 1 and 5. Shakir 1. Trey Tucker's a sneaky play, especially Jacoby Myers out.
Yeah.
So Brock Bowers, Brock Bowers probably gonna be the number 1 target, and then Trey Tucker, and then DJ Turner as your wide outs. Not Judy, that's for sure. Half PPR.
I mean, I'm starting Kirk and Shakir.
Yeah. So I go Kirk, Shakir, and Trey Tucker.
And then I would do the same.
Do I stop?
Ayuk.
Yeah, Ayuk.
You're just probably starting Ayuk over Lockett every week.
Ayuk's almost just a plug and play. Just don't leave unless you have to. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Quarterback comfort. See, AR5, May, Red Rifle, or Stafford. Also start 1, 8, MHJ, Pop Douglas, McConkey.
No, let's get the easy one out of the way. You're starting Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, and then I start Stafford.
And I'd probably go Stafford too.
So Stafford, and I go Marvin Harris Jr. too.
No.
All right. Who are you starting this week? Pop Douglas or Worthy?
I'd go Douglas personally. just because he's going to get more targets.
Because he'll get more volume than Worthy.
Yeah. Worthy's he's such a big play guy, so it's hard to give that up when you got someone else that should be getting, 7 to 10 targets.
All right. Jacob Ringhand, thank you. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you don't miss the show. We have live reaction show on tomorrow after the 4th at 7:30 Eastern, and then Waiver Wire on Tuesday. Let's see, full PPR, Hunter Henry or Mark Andrews. Good God. Oh.
See, me, I've been a Mark Andrews truther all year. He's been in my lineup.
Oh, I know. I
every
agree.
week, and he's staying in my lineup every week.
Okay.
Hunter Henry isn't a bad option. I just think there's more upside with Mark Andrews, but there's also more downside too with Andrews. Yeah. But we've seen Andrews over the last couple of weeks kind of slowly get back more involved. Yeah, and I think it's starting to come around. I think between his injury last year, the car accident before the season, it was just kind of the perfect storm of all this stuff that I think was hurting him early.
Hey, Angela, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe, hit notification. I'm going Darnold. I like Richardson because there's a lot of upside to him, but
yeah, I'm probably going Darnold too.
Harrison, snap into a Slim Jim. Hey, if you're a wrestling fan and you listen to wrestling podcasts, I recommend listening to SCM podcasts. Very much so, my boys. Harrison Jr. or Douglas PPR format.
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. Right.
I like Douglas. I like his outlook, but he needs to kind of prove it a little bit more with me for me to say he's a starter over someone like a Marvin Harrison Jr.
Someone offered me Tank Dell for Rico. My running back is Kyron, Bigsby, Moss, Algier, Corum. Am I good, or should I tell him give Juju or Mooney because I have to drop one because Cut might be active tomorrow?
Okay.
So if somebody offered him Tank for Rico, I would take that. You're good at running back.
Not really.
No.
Personally, I don't think he is because he's got Kyron. That's
right.
Kyron and Corum. So one spot's locked down. That's
and
beautiful.
Algier.
But Algier, Moss, Bigsby, they're all just, they're second fiddles that have the opportunity to maybe have good games here or there, where at least Rico, he's kind of the guy there in Dallas, even though it's not great. He's still the guy. So personally, and especially if you're getting Cup back.
Okay.
And you have, I don't know who his other wide receivers are, but to me, that running back room isn't strong enough to be trading someone away.
I'll agree. All right. I have a feeling Monty won't do much tomorrow. Is it crazy? No, it's not crazy to bench him.
Who are you going to bench him for?
Who are you going to bench him for one? Yeah, like Jones said, because of Minnesota's defense. So if you have to, if you only if you have stronger running backs, then play them and bench him. Right?
I mean, I think David Montgomery's a start every week, personally. It would be hard for me to sit him. He's even against Minnesota. I mean, unless you got a Tony Pollard or something somehow, and you're in an 8-team league and that's who you're starting over him. I mean, I'm not going to go starting Chase Brown over him or something. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
At least for me.
It's
it depends on who.
Start May or AR, and what quarterbacks are good trade targets. I'm starting. Good.
I mean, I'm
probably start AR.
Yeah, I'm probably going Richardson there.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but
All right. Cashman out. Pace is tiny. Laporte could have a breakout game. Huh?
yeah, Laporte. I mean, he could have a
Yeah, he could.
decent week this week. He does. Or it's that way, actually.
You know what's funny? Because none of you guys noticed I shaved my goatee off.
You know, because I watch back our videos a lot and stuff, and the 1 week, I'm like, what's different with Ron? And I had to go back to another video. I'm like, oh, he shaved.
Yeah, it's the prerequisite of growing my beard in November. Fellas need 2 PPR running back: Mason, Pollard, Monty, A-Chain, Ramondi. Pollard and A-Chain.
Oh, I think I'm going Mason and Pollard. I mean, I think A-Chain could smash this week against Indy, but he's also sharing with a healthy Mostert too.
Yeah.
We said last week also, didn't we? And I'm fairly confident that we've made the call for Tony Pollard. Throughout the stream so far. I mean, Tony Pollard's having himself a nice little season. Finally. Well, not finally, but compared to the terrible start from last year, he's having himself a nice little season. Tajay Spears is most likely not playing or not playing, correct?
He's already.
Yeah, so Tony Pollard's a good play.
Pollard, and who's the other one? Who A-Chain catches the ball more than Monty and Ramondi?
Yeah, I was having a conversation with a connection, a friend actually, regarding Jordan Mason, Devon A-Chain, and I forgot who the other dude was, and I said, "Look, man, I'm almost in the same freaking position as you are." Oh, right. He had somebody else. My other option is Kenny Skywalker. Kenny Skywalker is going to start. I'm going to start all 3 of the running backs. It's T. Higgins I'm going to take out of the flex. One of those flexes. There's 2 flexes.
So Quincy's wide receivers were Lamb, Debo, Cup, Mooney, Tank Dell, and Juju for the question you asked.
Quincy! I'm back, baby. Your Shepard is here.
Oh, for the Tank Dell trade?
Yeah, so Monty's had a touchdown every game. Yeah, he has.
He's also got a tough matchup.
Yeah.
That's the issue with Monty this week. It's a tough matchup.
Oh, wait. Okay, so he has Tank Dell?
Yeah.
I was thinking he had Rico.
I don't want to start Devontae Smith over Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't. I understand it, but I don't want to do it. Marvin Harrison Jr., we're just waiting for another one of those games.
Or T. Higgins, too. So should I start Marvin Harrison Jr. over Devontae Smith or T. Higgins?
No, it's Marv and Devontae. T. Higgins takes the pine, so to speak. Quite a great season. That's right, Daniel.
We have reached our last question. So for my flex, I'm using McBride over Douglas, Kirk leftover running back.
Is it a tight end premium? It's the only way I would do that. Trey McBride should be in the tight end spot.
He's got Bowers.
Trey McBride should be in the tight end spot. I'm sorry.
That's funny because I have in my home league, I have Kelsey, McBride, and Ingram, and I'm playing McBride. I'm playing McBride in the flex.
Unless this is a tight end premium, that would change how we put the team together for week 7.
Bowers is my tight end slot.
Yeah, I get it. I'm still going to put Trey McBride. I'm still going to start Trey McBride.
Yeah, same here.
I get it though.
Should I smoke some fireweed right now?
Why the hell not?
You
Just
got
like
it?
and subscribe first so you don't forget.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
Start May versus Jacksonville or Herbert versus Arizona. I'm starting Herbert.
I would probably start Justin Herbert.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it. Oh.
So I I came back and all the questions are gone.
We went rapid fire.
Nope, we're getting more.
Start.
Evans probably.
Yeah. Or Ayuk.
Guessing Mike Evans.
Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, Ayuk. Chase Brown or James Conner? Chase Brown.
I don't know. I'm going Mike Evans on that last one.
Are you?
Yeah. James
Oh,
Conner.
well, I thought it was okay.
It was Evans or Ayuk in flex. Oh, I think I'd go Evans too. They're more of a run or more. So I agree with you.
Yeah, how do we know he's not talking about Evan Ingram?
Well, if he's talking about Evan Ingram, then you're starting Ayuk.
It's probably Mike Evans over Brandon Ayuk. It's too close. It's very close. I get it. Yeah, I would probably go with Mike Evans as well.
It's Mike Evans.
I expect a good game out of Brandon Ayuk, though. I do.
So Brown, you guys play Brown over Connor?
No, I'm always starting Connor.
Rain and wind in London.
No.
Check out my lineup, fellas. Lamar, Bijan, Dobbins, Garrett Wilson, Deontay Johnson, Kittle, Flex, Tank, Dell. That's pretty.
No.
Yeah, got to be careful with Deontay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Got it.
You talk about Mike Evans.
Ronald Masters Goat Jr.
It's all good, Ronald.
That looks like a flag of Arizona.
Oh yeah, Denver's defense this week. That's
Everybody had
he did
Denver's
good, huh?
defense.
Steve?
Everyone had Denver's defense except for your Shepard. Your Shepard was sleeping on the wheel with that one.
Still getting nervous about riding Lions. They said the same thing about Seahawks and game McDonald's defense, and they molly-whopped them each since the Forest Blitz isn't going to slow golf. Yeah.
I mean, the thing I just kind of thought of in my head too, thinking about the Vikings defense. Didn't Jordan Mason put up like 100+ yards or something or 80 yards and a couple touchdowns or something?
I like where Auteur Goat is going with that though, because Jared Goff has been able to beat the blitz, so to speak, better than any quarterback in the league so far. So I like where his head's at.
I'm gonna do one more question, and then I gotta bounce. I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California, so it's way past my dinner time. I still haven't cooked dinner yet, so
The answer is yes here.
yeah. Yep.
Tank Dell should be starting. Tank Dell's a wide receiver too, until further notice. Tank Dell is the start.
Yeah, with Nico out, yeah.
But I mean, he's a borderline start even with Nico. So I mean, could you imagine? I mean, yeah, this would be
he's borderline flex with Nico.
This is the second week without Nico. He's a start, especially in this matchup. Especially.
So I'm out, guys.
All right, see you later on.
All right, man.
Rhino, good stuff.
All right. Great.
See you later. Blizzard AG. Deontay is out. Sure. Yes. Okay. Blizzard. I got it. Blizzard.
Yep. Brian Thomas Jr., J-Mo, Devonta Smith.
I'm going to remove JMO out of there because it's PPR. It's going to have, a couple of catches, 3 catches for 150 yards.
Yeah. I'm going Devonta.
I think I would go with the GOAT, the Devote. Yeah, absolutely. Auteur says Vikings right tackle is the weak spot. And with Hutch, that will neutralize it a bit. So in other words, Sam Darnold's going to have a field day? No. In other words, Sam Darnold will be put on his ass, but no, because Aiden Hutchinson is out. There is no pass rush. Okay. Tour. Appreciate you, man. Should I flex Najee or Najee? You should flex Najee. I would temper the expectations, though. I really would. I mean, he's got one good game on the year, and that wasn't even really a really good game.
Well, Najee had a good game last week.
So that was his one. He had a good game last week. Najee.
And they're playing, the Jets this week?
Yeah.
I like Addison this week too, but I think I'd still go Najee.
I think I would start Najee, but again, I would temper the expectations. I would do. Let's go to Crispy Goat. Crispy Goats. Got to pick 2 out of these 4. Devon A-Chain, Monty, Tank, Aaron Jones. Well, I can tell you that the 2 running backs out of the 4 that give you receiving upside would be the first one and the last one. But Aaron Jones is coming into this game questionable, highly questionable. I'm not sure how much he's going to actually play. So you definitely want A-Chain. Devon A-Chain is starting. Now, David Montgomery doesn't really offer you anything in PPR, as you know, Crispy. But he's the better option out of Tank in a tough matchup. In a tough
Look at it this way. I know Ron was very against the Lions because they're playing the Vikings, but it's like I said a couple minutes ago, Jordan Mason put up 100 yards and a touchdown on the Vikings defense. If the 49ers with a worse offensive line than the Lions have can do that, I'm not afraid of Montgomery, against the Vikings.
Nor should you be. Oh, look who it is.
Yeah.
Auteur. Damn, you guys are still alive. Let's go. We're here for you. We're here for
Hey, can you hear me?
He's right up there. I hear you. Could you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, my earbuds died.
Yeah, charge those things. I have Jefferson.
I did.
Patrick.
I got to get new ones, I think.
Monty. Right in all 3, of course. Auteur, you go. Go get it. Go get it, man. Go get it. And when you get it, you come back and we hoist it together like goats. The goats play.
Yeah, we're still here.
That's right. See, we get them ready. We give them like a little pep talk. We tell them like words of encouragement. We may have we tap them on like the shoulder. Go get them. And then we let them go. We let them go. We let them take the field. We let them freaking battle. And then we hoist victory. That's what we do. I'm just clicking all over the place. Agreed. Never pushing it per se, just throwing it out the data. Yeah, man. Yeah. Appreciate
Did
that.
we get this?
And Amari? And?
For Pollard and Amari Cooper?
I mean, and Amari? Yeah. I mean,
I'd be okay with it.
if you could, again, if you could, this is what I would really encourage you to do. You want to take a look at Tony Pollard's rest of season schedule, including, the fantasy players, 15, 16, 17. You also want to look at Jonathan Taylor's. Same thing. But look at it from this week on. Try to parse out, who's got the easiest schedule. For the running back, Amari Cooper seems to be, if it's going to be a 2-for-1, you're getting Amari as a bonus. Any 2-for-1 technically is a bonus. 2 over 1. In most cases, the 2 wins. Frizzle! What's up, Frizzle? The frizzy, the fishizzle, the frizzle, the nizzle, the goat zizzle. How confident I feel this week. You should feel freaking confident, man.
Did we get this one up here? Yeah. That one?
It's not Tyler. Not Tyler Lockett. So now that leads us
Brian
to...
Thomas Jr.
Is it me, Jonesy, or is people misspelling Brian Thomas, or is there a nickname that I'm not sure about?
Brian Thomas.
Is this
It's
a
just people
nickname?
misspelling.
No, you sure? It's not a name. Like maybe he has a nickname, Brain. I don't know.
Well, he does now on our show.
Brains. I know somebody else.
Maybe next week's thumbnail will be Brian Thomas Jr. with the brain coming out of his head or something.
We know somebody that doesn't have them, but we're never gonna tell you who. That would have been nice. That's just not right. Where are we?
I got it. I got you.
Well, the answer is it Brian Thomas?
Yeah.
Guys, you've all been fantastic. You really have, and we really hope that you're taking the information that we're presenting to you face value. It's information that, look, if it were my options, my choices, this is what I would do.
Yeah. We're telling you the same thing we're doing.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I'll even be even more fully transparent. If I'm in, let's say, 15 managed leagues, not best ball charity leagues, but let's say 15, give or take, plus or minus managed leagues. Not all of them are winning. There's a couple duds. Well, there are a couple that are on the fringe and freaking. I was going to give the Scott Fish one, but then that's a medium scoring. So I think I'm 5-7, like some wicked number. Not all of them, but lots of them. Yeah, of course I'm winning. I'm doing well. Again, I've been playing fantasy since 2002. Jonesy's been playing for a long time as well. So a lot of it, there's a lot of data that we could sink our teeth into. There's a lot of numbers that we could sink our teeth into, advanced stuff. We look at matchups. We see how players perform. We know talent. And that's how we get by.
Yep.
Yeah, of course, we're going to want to, I want to know what receivers are leading in yak. Well, good average depth of targets for wide receivers. Yeah, we have all that info. We know all that stuff. When it all comes down to it, we're just going to give you just bare bones experience.
All right. You starting May over Murray. I'm not.
I'm going to want Kyler one more time. if it's a single QB. If it's a super flex, you have no choice. But in a single QB, we're gonna roll with Kyler one more time in this spot. If not, we're gonna have to make some serious hard decisions. If we could sit Patrick Mahomes, you're damn sure we could sit Kyler Murray, and we may have to. But we'll give him one. We'll give him another go. His rushing upside as a quarterback could bail us out again. Fizzle, go zizzle. Is that it?
Oh, missed one up here.
Flex option. Xavier Leggett, tank or pop. Heck, I also have a Calvin. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of people got Calvin.
I have a lot of Calvin, really.
You know, Mason Rudolph may help that. He may help that. I know some. We've had more D-Hop tonight than we've had Calvin Ridley, and I kind of feel like I think this could help Calvin.
Yeah.
I don't know about D-Hop, though. But for the flex, it's not Leggett. I know that Red Rifle could wind up throwing for 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns. But then if Deontay Johnson doesn't play, Leggett's sneaky.
Yeah.
Fizzle, check. Make sure Deontay Johnson is out. If Deontay Johnson's out and if Xavier Leggett is going, I'm going to go with Xavier Leggett over Calvin. But now it's Bigsby and Pop. A lot of options here. Yeah. Do we know if this is PPR or half PPR? I mean,
I don't think it matters. They're all very similar.
If it's PPR, I think I would still go with the wide receiver over Bigsby.
I mean,
if it's half PPR, if we're going to lose points out of the wide receiver position, you might as well go with the running back at that point. That's the way I'm going to play that.
If it's PPR, I think I'm going Pop.
You're going to go with Pop over Leggett?
Yes, because I'm assuming that Deontay is going to play. I mean, even if he doesn't, I think I'm still going Pop over Leggett. The only one I would question is if ETN would somehow not play and Bigsby's got the full load.
And the fact that the game is on 9 o'clock in the morning does us no favors, obviously.
Yeah.
I hate to state the obvious, but it's obvious. Listen, Goat. We do everything that we can. We talk to our players. We draw up the best strategy for them. We with all the data that we have, then we ask ourselves the questions. Are you ready? The answer is yes. And we put them in. If the answer is hesitant, like my shoulder's bothering me a little bit, then you know what? You sit your ass down. That's what you do. And of course we pray. We pray to the fantasy gods. Nino Goat. Jonesy, you can take the James Conner question, and I hate to be around you when he goes down again, like in typical fashion. But go ahead.
James Conner can go down because I handcuffed my running backs.
Well, okay, but I hope everyone took that advice. I hope everybody that drafted James Conner understands, like
especially James Conner.
Historically speaking, this man does not stay healthy.
Yep. And you draft him knowing he's going to play 13 games.
And I hate to also be the bearer of bad news. Again, more rumblings and whispering and chattering that he was getting his ankle wrapped on the sidelines last week. He was jogging on the sidelines last week. Like, just like making sure that it was okay. It's going to happen, unfortunately. Do we wish it on everybody? Do we wish it on people? No. We don't wish them to be hurt. But it's part of the game. Well, number one, definitely part of the game. Number two, this dude has got an extensive injury history. Who was the other guy that I was thinking about? The other dude that I was like, my God, man. You just can't stay healthy. Who was that? There's somebody else out there. It'll come to me. He just can't stay healthy, this guy. Maybe it was Cup. Like, I bet you, whether he plays tomorrow or not, here's the thing. When he does make it onto the field, I bet you in his mind and body and soul, he feels great. He feels 100%. But the anatomy, his actual anatomy, his body, it's not cooperating with him. It's actually failing him based on what he does for a living. If he was an attorney, he'd be fine. He'd be great. Yes, that is too much, though.
Yeah.
Yes, that's too much. I wouldn't trade 2 running backs for 1. Nino, do you see what's going on out there? How the slim pickings that it's become? And if you're looking around and you're trying to figure it out, so are your league mates. Just ask my goat who soaked what it's like out there on the streets, trying to field warriors, and they just fail us. They fail us. Look, Jonathan Taylor, Jonathan Taylor misses more time. He had 1 good season. Look what happened. Look what's happened to Austin Eckler.
No.
The position is brutal. Ortor. I wonder if I'm pronouncing that right. Just want to. Or goat. That's how I want to do this. Or goat. 29 straight games. Rodgers under 300 and makes it 30. Under 3. So 29 straight games of Rodgers not getting 300 yards passing. Yeah, a lot of people thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to return to 2021 Rodgers. I was sorry, but not sorry to tell those people that that was not happening. That Aaron Rodgers was going to, if he was going to come back, Jonesy, he was going to get back to 2022 Aaron Rodgers. It is what it is. Pick 3. We're gonna pick 3, Grail, and then we're gonna call it an evening. We're all gonna pick 3. Devontae Adams is making his debut wearing the green. Debo, it's hard to sit Debo, man. Jaden Reed, that's
hard to sit any of these guys.
That's Debo East. Garrett, oh man, look at this. So Grail. My first question would be, you couldn't have had that on your bingo card. Having 2 of these stud wide receivers on the same team. You couldn't have had that. But the better question would be, how did he pull that off in the draft?
It could be a keeper league. It could be a dynasty league. It could be,
Drake London starts.
Well, I mean, Debo's starting.
Drake London starting.
Jaden Reed is starting.
Drake London starting.
And they're all.
How are you sitting? How you gonna sit Drake London?
How are you gonna sit any of them?
Well, you could. 2 of these guys.
Well, I mean, you're not starting.
You're
not starting Devontae and Garrett Wilson. That's gonna be a problem for you going forward.
It's a serious problem. That's a serious problem.
Maybe this week you just go Debo, Jaden Reed, Drake London, avoid the New York situation altogether.
But here's what's going to burn. Here's what's going to burn. You're almost it's almost a lock for one of them to score.
Yeah.
It's not a lock that both of them score, but at least one of these two wide receivers are going to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Grail. You have you have a conundrum or a challenge. You really do, my friend.
Yeah.
You're gonna
That's what I'm doing. I'm just going Debo, Reed, London. I'm sitting the
You're gonna have to move Devontae Adams or Garrett. If this happens to be dynasty, then the choice is easy. It's Devontae Adams if you can. Get something for him. If this was a regular redraft league, then you probably shit, man. What you're gonna want to see which one does really well this week and try to move one of them. You're gonna have to try to move one of these guys because you're gonna wind up. We're gonna be back here each week trying to figure out which one of these guys to start. Now, okay, and the job. Okay, so fine. So they're playing the Steelers. The best corner is what? I mean, Minka Fitzpatrick is playing really well. Joey Porter Jr. is playing really well. They could both cover. So what? And then the following week, we'll have to see who the weaker DB is going to be. That's the wide receiver to start. That's going to be a lousy way to play.
No.
But we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it, good Grail. Yeah, see, that's the thing that I need to talk to you about.
that.
Exactly what Grail is saying, something along those lines. I know that. Of course, I would trade away out of this situation. It's a good problem to have. Yeah, it's a good problem to have. It is. It's definitely a good problem to have. But we don't want to. We need to pick up a player that is going to fill a void. Whether it might be quarterback, it could possibly be a tight end. But let's get a player to strengthen another area up. For sure, Grail, and let us know how that goes too, please.
All right, need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. So 2 running backs. I'm guessing James Cook, Montgomery, Dobbins, Bigsby. I'm going Montgomery and Cook.
And I like JK coming off of a bye. Give him a little mini rest. I know Kamani. Wait, are they coming off by? No, they played last week. My apologies.
Yeah, they played last week.
Yes, that's why I was just like, wait. Full PPR, we like James Cook. We're gonna let James Cook reclaim that role. We know Ray Davis did well, but we think James Cook is going to be this guy. It's James Cook. Then let's go back to. We're gonna go back to Monty.
Yeah, I'm going Cook Monty.
We're going back to Monty. Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, Higgins, Jordan Addison. No.
Amon-Ra, AJ Brown are your 2 wide receivers.
No,
and your
Jordan
flex.
Addison. No Jordan Addison.
Your flex.
I get it, but still.
Would you flex Higgins or would you flex Dobbins? Because that's what it comes down to. I think you're sitting Bigsby out of all of these guys.
I think I would.
You're sitting those 2.
I think I would want to roll with JK. Let's roll out 3 RBs.
I think I like Higgins.
Want to roll out 3 RBs in this situation. Why? Because just in case James doesn't cook this week, just in case, we're backing up the position with JK.
All right.
I think it's number 13, right? The lucky Hey! Number 13, you ought to be on the stream with us. Just like that goat right there, number 13. See, number 13 is spelled Brian. It's not Deontay, my friend. There's some serious doubts. It's Brian Thomas.
I mean, if Deontay plays, I'm probably going Deontay Johnson.
I don't think he's going to play. Not based on that tweet. At least based on that tweet. Oh, it's 2-2 in the... I don't have my glasses on. 2-2 in the bottom of the what?
Yeah, check Deontay's status.
God, I still
But
can't...
you can't because you might not know.
All right, everybody.
Decide early.
3 hours, man.
I would just, unless you hear something beforehand, before the London game starts, you're gonna have to play Brian Thomas because you don't want to get stuck with not having either of them.
It's true. Look at that 3 hour mark. But a record for us. We enjoy being here with all of you. Auteur, Goat, you've been great. Jonesy, you've been great. Husot, if you're still there. Well, no, we don't call you. Your name is Husot for a reason. If you're tuning in just now, we apologize, but we will be taking off for the evening. We will be back tomorrow, 7:30, right after the 4 o'clock games. Yeah, 4:25. After those games, we will be back. We'll go over a recap of the games, and since there are 2, not 1, but 2 Monday Night Football games, there will probably be more questions. But we encourage you to come to the show tomorrow night anyway, because we're just talking football. We're talking fantasy. What else is there? I promise you, we won't talk any baseball. We won't talk anything else but football. But that's what we do here. It's what we love. Do you have any closing remarks, Jones, before we go? Other than to
no, just if you guys got more questions at all, our Twitters or X, whatever you like to call it, it's on the screen there. Now Seek made it disappear, but
sorry.
I
thought this was more important right there.
If you need help, we are here for you. So, I mean, you could even leave a comment on this video, and
yeah, absolutely,
do our best to get you answered. So,
thank you again. Appreciate you all. Have a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow.
Deuces.